Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. Yeah, we Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, gold across my chest. I'm fresh to death. I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. One eye open like Betty Wops, then find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My ground repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her. We Rick flaring on her, flaring on her.
Yeah, DQ baby. Shout out that boy Nigga for that fire track. Hey, Black Sun, sun up. What's up, Vinny Vegas? What in Vegas? Yeah. Shout out Pharaoh's Kids, D-Phase. Yeah. Bubba C. Yeah. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring on him. Rick flaring, son up, baby.
Hey, yo, Scotty, we back.
Yo,
Appreciate you for reaching
you a
out.
star.
I'm like, hey, it's Outspoken. A lot changed. Granted, the concept we still hosting. Giving you the fix you need when on the screen. The veteran, Captain Petty, giving you medicine. Come tap in. You know Scott gon' do what he do. Might not want to hear it, but here go the hard truth. Perry about the numbers, regret if you're not fact-based. When you run your lane, the numbers seem like a statue. Wait. Hey, Scotty, man, I'm not feeling it. I don't think the people feeling it. Let me get in my bag a little bit, just showing what this Outspoken really about to be like. Outspoken, this is more than conjecture. These days they land people also glad that we got our own. Hunger insatiable, made for you if you say you objective. Hard truth offering, no offense, just perspective. Come get your dosage and go with me. We spit it like poetry. The pivot was pivotal. Could rhyme here, but I'd rather not. Some say Scotty, some call him Scott. The best one since Stewart. If you know, then you know. But if you don't, then you're lost. Let me be frank for a minute, cause we all know that's how Perry be. Breaking down the game for what it was, no apologies. This my hypothesis, you tune in, you like watching it. It's common sense, obvious, competent, rugged, and confident. Hey, we outspoken. We outspoken. Outspoken.
Hey, backpack. What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday night. I know you guys got so much going on. Monday Night Football, you got us. But we are glad to see that you're in the building right now. You already know what it is. It's your boy back with another one. And listen, this show will be nothing without my co-host, my brother from another. Give it up for my boy, Perry White!
Let it ride. Hey. Hey.
Hey, listen. It's easy to come here stunting when you ain't play nobody because you had a bye week. You ain't lose nothing.
I'm here for the people. I'm here for the people.
Oh, yeah. It's real nice that you ain't play nobody. Oh, hey. I'm watching everybody else.
I'm pulling my Colin Kaepernick tonight.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
You ain't feeling that?
No. I mean,
What you got on?
It's all right.
What you got on?
This whole thing.
What the hell is that?
This whole thing. I just kind of found it in my closet. Shout out to Miss Howard. Grambling and Lump sent me this. You know what I'm saying? So,
I guess you must don't see what this say then.
Southern.
Yeah, I ain't fooling with what you got on, bro. That's for sure what I'm not fooling with tonight.
I thought you like cousins or something. That's what y'all say. Y'all like cousins, right?
That don't mean you like. Do you like all your cousins?
Nah, that's facts. That's facts.
All right. Do you like all your cousins? Do you like all your aunties and uncles?
That's fair. Yeah.
All right. You've been to a family feud before.
That's fair. That's fair.
I
don't rock with all my cousins.
You chose violence today.
You know what? Actually, I didn't. But now that I look, I think subconsciously I probably did. I think subconsciously I probably did. And I just love how, like, on the side like that, like, y'all ain't got nothing like that. That's nice. Yeah, that's fire. I love stuff on the sleeve. I don't see something with nothing like this. This is nice. This is nice. This is some nice stuff. Shout out to Miss Howard. Shout out to Miss Howard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Shout out to my guy Miles Crawley, doing what he do. Shout out to the whole Grambling squad.
That's what we on today.
Shout out to the Grambling squad. You know what I'm saying? They out there just being what I said they would be, one of the most potent officers. See, something you might not never know nothing about, being the most potent offense in the squad. So, you know what I'm saying? Something you might not never know nothing about.
I don't want to check you.
Not with Dooley. Don't start doing that history stuff.
Because the history is what you said. It ain't about back in the day. It's about today.
Today.
Yeah. I ain't heard you say nothing about Grambling. I heard you talking about.
I wrote an article about Grambling.
Finally, but you wasn't believing in Grambling.
What are you talking? I wrote an article too.
Now Grambling beat Texas Southern. Now you Graham fam all of a sudden.
No, listen. I've been Andrew Bodies till the wheels fall off. But once Andrew Bodies' wheels fell off and he ain't playing, Texas Southern is no more. Texas Southern, people do it with LeBron. People do it with Tom Brady. People do it all the time.
Mike Green, where you at? Because I told you can't trust him. 1 minute he on your side, the next minute he done jumped ship and went from FAMU to A&M to Texas Southern.
I am a bandwagon fan. I have said that so many times on this platform. KD, thank you. KD, people do it all the time. I am a bandwagon.
Why you couldn't be a Prairie View fan last week?
Oh, no. Never that.
Oh, okay. Oh, no. You couldn't be a Prairie View fan last week?
No. But I picked them to win. I picked Prairie View to win. And that was hard enough.
I'm just saying you got a little pride in you. You got your chest a little poked out today. I ain't see that with that shirt on last week.
No, I had it because I had to wear it for no reason. I had it ready because you was out here, you know what I'm saying? But it's okay. It's okay though. It's all right. It's all right. The world will come back to its senses when it comes to PV. Bama's will go come down. PV go. Do you know I had a Bama on Twitter talk to me like PV been that? Like I'm like, what? What are we talking about? Talking about something. Scotty, you come in like You come into the PV. I said, why would I? First of all, listen. This is it's 2 games out the year where you can bet and best believe there's gonna be more than 12 people at a Prairie View game. Homecoming and the State Fair Classic and the Labor Day Classic. But
PV
3 of them.
been whooping Gramblin's ass.
What I'm saying,
Joe Lewis's ass.
I'm not saying they haven't. What I'm saying is these are the only 3 games on their schedule where you can possibly see more than 12 people, right? So I don't come at me sideways talking about some, oh, Scotty, whatever. If you want to see a group of PV fans that you ain't never seen before, go to the State Fair Classic, and I promise you'll see about 20 of them jokers because now they come out the woodworks for the State Fair Classic.
You ain't never even been to the State Fair Classic.
I haven't been to the game.
You went to the fair?
I went to the State Fair. I didn't go.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. That's what it's about. It's about
a fried Twinkie or something, didn't you? I know.
Man. Got a fried Oreos, deep fried Oreos, got the turkey leg. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. I be out there with the elephant ears. I get the elephant ears and all that. I love funnel cake. Boy, listen. I love some funnel cake.
That's just an ugly shirt you got on. I just wanted to let you know. Ugly shirt.
Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? How would you see it with them thick old shades on? How could you possibly see it?
I can't help but see
you got
ugly.
The music profiles on today. You know what I'm saying?
I see ugly. Look at that ugly. It look ugly. Look at it. Come closer for the camera for everybody to see ugly. That's ugly, man. Look at that. That's ugly, bro.
And then I had to go with the Cuban link. You know what I'm saying, to kind of compliment. It's the only chain I got though. It's like the only chain I got. So.
You just saw black and was like, you know what, black and gold. That's all. You know. You might as well should have put on a UAPB shirt today.
Oh, stop! I'm surprised you even picked them. So you should be wearing a UAPB. Why don't you ever wear a UAPB shirt, Mike Reed? You like Mike Reed with Valley. I don't never see y'all.
Mike Reed actually graduated from Valley. I didn't graduate from UAPB.
You from Arkansas. Is that not the same? You from Pine Bluff.
Yeah. I went to Pine Bluff High and I went to UAPB, but I didn't graduate from there.
So
you not pick Pine Bluff last week?
You still an alum. You still an alum. Technically, that's what they say for me with Claflin. They say I'm an alum, so I take it. So you an alum.
Well, I don't know how all that worked, right? I don't pay no alumni to UAPB, right?
Wow.
I don't know how all that worked. And I get where you trying to go with it. I see how you
ain't no trying. Ain't no trying. I'm there. Okay, ain't no trying. I'm there.
Well, meet me at the game this weekend. Then. Meet me at the game. Come on.
Why is that always your ace in the hole?
Because you be on that. You be on your Mike Reed shit.
Come on, man. Stop.
Meet me at the game.
Come on, man.
I got a turkey leg for you. Meet me at the game.
What game we talking about?
What game you think?
I don't know which one you talking about.
Where I'm going? Where you think I'm going to be this weekend? Since you said I had a bye week, where you think I'll be this Saturday?
You go like you do, Mike. You going to Pine Bluff? You ain't claiming them. You going to Pine Bluff?
You know damn well I'm going to Pine Bluff. I'll be in Pine Bluff, baby, this weekend.
Okay, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, thank you, Perry. Switch up, boy. Quick, boy, quick. Did they win? Let's go, Pine Bluff. I don't want to hear that.
What they won?
They beat Miles.
Now you was the one I picked Pine Bluff over Miles. Yeah,
I did. And they not my alma mater.
It's more to it than just the school. I be repping for the city. The city.
That includes Arkansas Pine Bluff, right? In that part of the city.
You ever been to Pine Bluff? No, it's Pine Bluff, Arkansas. It ain't Arkansas Pine Bluff.
Oh, excuse me.
Learn your cities and your
Excuse me.
Yeah. I can't believe that's how we started tonight.
Is any of those passes back there with UAPB? There you go, one right there. Yeah, they go
right there.
Can I get a shirt? Nope. Negative.
Where your UAPB shirt at?
I never claimed to be rapping UAPB.
Where do you have one since you a bandwagon?
Everybody
in the swag.
That ain't a bandwagon I'm gonna jump on no time soon. Now I do like Jalen Macon, but that ain't no bandwagon I'm jumping on. You don't even wear a UAPB shirt. Why I gotta wear one?
Well, I came on here with a UAPB Scully one time. It was cold.
Never seen it.
But I'm not a UAPB guy. I just want to see them do better because it
still haven't seen it.
Community.
Still haven't seen it.
Right?
Still haven't seen it. Before we get started in the show, because you done took us all left field. Shout out to my boy, the HBCU Sports Wire. He redid the background, as you can see, the red Outspoken background. Shout out to him. You'll also see some graphics by him as well. the HBCU Sports Wire, #1 place to get your pictures of your HBCU student athletes, man. I'm trying to check out the website. I'm gonna bring it up later in the show, but make sure you guys check out the website. All right, let's get into a little bit hot and viral, or better yet, known as hot topics.
You love that. You love that high pitch.
Yeah, I do. Hot topic. All right, first up, listen. Want to make this announcement again. If you haven't heard, it's been buzzing all over Twitter, all over Facebook. Andrew Biden is going to make a statement later today, but once again, he will be out of the game currently being played. So I just want to make that, because clearly nobody else want to, nobody in the SWAC world wants to actually give up injury updates or anything like that. So let me do it, right? And listen, come on, let me blow myself up on this one. The guy was in my wedding. If you don't think I do not know what's going on, you're out your cotton picking mind. So don't text me, sending me an article. Scotty, have you seen? I know. I already know, okay? Like, me and the family are super close. I just don't say everything that I know. So you don't got to text me talking about, do I know? I know, okay? I know. The Bama was in my wedding. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Sound like Mike Reed. They don't know. I know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I knew before the article came out. Man, I be knowing. Okay, like I'm a true insider out here when it comes to
something to speak on.
It will be. Oh, when it drop. Oh, it will be. And next Monday, this definitely gonna be a hot topic, because it's gonna be hot.
Get out of there, bruh. Clarence McKinney, his ass on fire. Get out of there while you can. You had enough time to enjoy Houston and H-Town and Third Ward. Hey.
Listen, just don't go to Southern. That's all I ask. Okay. Anyway,
you tampering?
What?
You tampering?
How am I tampering?
What you just said? Don't go where?
Just don't go to Southern. I'm just giving an opinion like everybody else.
I already go to Texas Southern. Take the Texas out. What's the problem?
Everything. That's why I said don't go there.
You a hater because you got that Grambling shit on tonight, man.
I'm just saying it doesn't.
Don't worry about it.
Why he can barely evaluate his own quarterbacks. Why would I send Andrew there?
Let's move on.
I'm just asking.
Let's move on. I see what you on tonight. Mm-hmm. I'm on that then.
I'm just saying.
That's what we on. Yeah, I'm on that tonight.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? I might have to change all my picks now. I'm feeling frisky.
Yeah, it's feeling real Bayou Classic in here tonight.
Feeling real frisky today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's talk about the slap at Bragg. Alabama State University football player Jacob Freeman has been suspended indefinitely for putting his hands someone after losing to FAMU. And you know me, Outspoken, we got the video. This is at the FAMU game.
Pause it right quick.
Bam.
They said, is this a man or a woman? That changes the whole dynamic.
Okay. I heard it's a woman. When I watched this a few times, it just doesn't come. I don't think a woman would step in between. Let me be honest.
That little push, did you see the push?
Right before he slapped her?
That was a strong little push.
It was. Little bro.
That was get your ass back.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know too many women that be out here, like pass blocking. That was a pass
down set. Right in your shit.
That's a pass blocking move. So I agree with you. Listen, the way that person was moving, I ain't think they was a female. You know.
All right, let's check it out. Oh, hold on, go back.
Yeah,
it happened so fast.
Okay, here we go. And then here, and then wow, God, that boy's hands quick. Right? See, this
check this out, Scotty.
This is the part where I think it's a man.
But as I watch this, is this all of it, or you got more of it?
It's a little bit more.
Okay, because I want to see something. That's it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Because look, the video I saw, there was a police officer. Stop it. What is the police officer doing right there?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Did anybody know? Because when I first watched the video, the first thing I saw was the officer standing there and did not see or did not react to the assault. It was just like, so, all right. But that's a police officer standing right there, supposed to be doing their job and didn't do anything. Look at that. Got a gun, got the whole whip, they got everything. And look how just posted up looking. Look.
Man, I got the whole shit. I ain't never, bro, dog. I didn't even notice that. I ain't even gonna hold you, Perry. I didn't even notice that.
I know that's why I want to know. Look, who's pointing? What's happening right here?
That
I'm
looked like a
saying to you,
dude. That
I
looked
just
like a
got
dude.
hit, and the police is like just.
That dog. I'm sorry, bro. That does not look like a female right there. Like.
Well, we're not gonna go there with this.
No, I'm just saying. No, I just based off my little two eyes, I got contacts in, so help me, Lord. But I from what I've seen, what I'm looking at, I'm like, that looks like a dude. But if it's not,
look at this scene. I'm pointing, telling you I'm snitching. I've been hit, holding my eye, and the police sitting there looking like, right?
Not my job. Not my job.
Screenshot this. This is what caught my attention more than anything because I thought this one it should have been an interjection where the police had came in and said, you know what? No, this is going too far. But look what's happening right here. Police, you can't tell me you didn't see this. Look, you're looking right at it. I'm holding my eye pointing saying somebody just hit me.
Yeah. Let me see if I back up. Let me see where this cop comes in at.
Standing there to the right. Here come the cop. Oh, I'm talking about a quick one too.
Oh, see the cop right, he's not there.
The cop standing right. There's nowhere else to go. It's a stadium right there. The cop has been there the whole time. The cop just so happened to step up.
No. She just walks up. What? Right there. See the shades?
But there's nothing behind that but the stadium. There's nothing to come from.
Oh,
see?
Yeah. Well, it's a little hallway right there. Look, right there.
You've been to Bragg Memorial Stadium. There's nothing. The cop just chilling in the cut.
Yeah.
The cop didn't pop out the cut like, all right. But right there, I'm pointing, telling you I've been assaulted. I have been assaulted.
Oh man. It's my money. I want it now. Hey, listen. He said, no, that's a tunnel. That's why I thought it was a tunnel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Who is this person speaking? Who is that?
KT. I guess KT from the, I don't know, man. Listen.
You don't even know KT. What KT stand for?
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I just realized Bragg, okay. I know Bragg ain't going to ever change this, but why is the home crowd behind the visitors? I never understood that.
I can speak on that because if you go to, like, I've seen in FCS, now we know FBS, everybody
yeah.
But in FCS schools, I've seen it at Northwestern State, I've seen it at McNeese, I've seen it everywhere in terms of FCS schools. You do put your visiting band, your home band and your student section right there to make it rowdy. You saw Jackson State had to deal with that with Texas State, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's typically at most schools, that's what happens to make it hostile. But we've seen reoccurrence all the time of things getting out of hand at FAMU. I saw it in 2019 to where security and the police allowed things to escalate and get out of control. Now, I believe in a certain, what they say, quote unquote, home field advantage. Talk your talk by all means, right? Don't make it nice for me. But when you the police or when you see security, shit ain't funny when it's starting to escalate. And for it to get to that point, security and police chilling in the cut and wherever else, you saw it getting to that point, right? There was a point where it was just constantly building up. I saw it in 2019 when Southern went there, and it was an issue. People had easy access to walk to the field at any point that they wanted to. Nobody said anything. People were moving around while you had the team right there. Now, talk what you're going to talk in the stands. You can cuss me out, talk about my mama, say whatever you want, right? But when you start to make your way to the field and when you start to do those extra things to try to escalate the situation, now that's when I have the problem. And that's when proper law enforcement, in which you pay at these games, are supposed to step in and then say, hey, all right, enough is enough. And that's for safety. I know people going to say, well, it is what, but we're starting to talk about safety now, right? In this world that we live in today, player safety, fan safety, and that matters most. Now, Bragg is a tough place to go. You see why? Because people will get under your skin because they sitting on top of you. But there's some point you got to say enough is enough. And I understand you want home field advantage, but enough is enough because it will get out of hand for anybody who's ever been there and saw a visiting team right there. You can do whatever you want if you FAMU. So
the only thing I would say is this. You would think from that last incident in Grambling, what was that, 2021, when they had Thick 36 on the sideline and all the girls were talking to the players on the sideline from FAMU, going into the situation like that, you would think FAMU would take the proper precautions to make sure that things like that can't really escalate. But, the fan was in the stands, the player was on the field, it was a security guard. So,
and I get it. Look, at the end of the day, I just think at some point, though, now moving forward, maybe this is something that FAMU administration should look at to say, maybe with that sideline being there, talk your talk, fans. I'm not going to stop you from doing that, but let's add added security right there, because if anybody's ever been, you can literally just walk down. There's nothing that's going to stop you. So I just think let's get a little bit added security. And let's get some better security that was security. Hey, that security tried it though. Hey, get your ass back. Get back.
Hey man, what Friday after next? Rent a cop, you know what I'm saying?
But I just speak because this seemed like something that can escalate to another situation at another time. And that's the only reason. I love the environment that Bragg Memorial is. I love it. Go ahead.
No. So it says we are aware of the incident. I will listen. I gotta appreciate. Listen, if you want to take a page out of a book of a response, fam, you could take a page out of this response. Alabama State came out the same day. I don't even think it was 24 hours before they came up with this statement. FAMU, it'll take you about a half a week before they respond to anything, right? We are aware of the incident that occurred last night following our game against FAMU in Tallahassee involving Alabama State University football student athlete. We do not condone the actions of student athlete, nor are the actions representative of the expectations set forth by the athletic department in our university. There is a zero tolerance for this type of behavior. The student athlete has been suspended indefinitely from the football program, effective immediately. Immediately.
All I thought about, you brought up Friday. You heard what happened to the last security guard?
Nah, what happened?
Don't nobody know what happened to the last security guard. But we fucked around and found out.
Yeah. Top flight of the world, Craig.
But I hate that, man. I mean, at no point as a player, man, do you psychologically let the fans get in your head. I know it's emotional. I know the game can go all type of ways. Walk your ass off, right? Yeah. The team should have grabbed him. Don't you see? He's obviously a hothead, right? He's obviously getting there. There was so many ways for me that this could have been prevented. And I know that's easier said than done, right? I can say that right now, sit here, because I wasn't there. But you know when something's building up, man. I felt like this could have been prevented in a lot of... First of all, if that police was doing a damn job and not in the shadows, right? Everybody heard them going back and forth. How the police, whose job it is to not come out the shadows, and be like, what the hell going on? Right? Security did her best. Her best in order. But then I think when they put the hands, that was it.
Now, I will say this. I've been told some security people aren't supposed to put the hand. Listen, I don't know all the precautions and precautionary tales or whatever. Let me say this. I do not believe that they should have been kicked off the team. If it's a male, if it's a female, you're done. Dunskies. To me, there's no reason for you to.
No, you kicked off the team. You don't put your hands on nobody with my gear on, with the logo that says, or the logo, anything. You remember what was my man Blunt that played for Oregon when he punched the guy from Boise State?
Yeah, I still don't think he should have been kicked off the team.
What's his name? LeGarrette Blunt? Was that LeGarrette Blunt?
I don't mind him. Yeah, LeGarrette Blunt. I don't mind him suspend. I don't mind you suspending him for the season. I don't mind that. But I don't think, because like,
come on, Scotty.
No, I'm being honest, and I'm really being honest. I do not think that he should have been kicked off the team. That's just my personal. If it was a male, if he slapped a male, because if we're being honest, he got hit. He responded. Like, I'm sorry. Like, regardless of what he got hit, he responded. I just don't think he should have been kicked off the team. I do think he should have been suspended from the team. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think he should have been kicked off the team. Now, if it was a female, okay, whatever. Like, that's no tolerance, zero tolerance. I got that on. But if it's a male, no, I don't think
male or female.
Nope.
Take your ass to the locker room. The ball game is over. You standing back, taking it personal, arguing with a fan, first of all, a fan.
Yeah.
So when I feel like, yes, you do get kicked off a team, because if you have a team and your job is to talk about building a culture and discipline, right? That right there is disruptive to the culture of the locker room and to the team when you talk about unnecessary attention. What we're talking about right now, we're not talking about FAMU and Alabama State's game. We're talking about the slap heard around Tallahassee, right?
That's fair.
It was uncalled for. The security already told you wants to go, right? You walked up on the security. Security say, get back, right? Then you, and it turned into something that had no business of being what it was. Go to the locker room. The alma mater being played. Go to the locker room. I know the emotions are high, but because you allowed the emotions to get the best of you in public, that is the issue. Remember, we are in public and we're representatives of the school. This is what you came here on a scholarship or whatever to play for this institution. You cannot have this in the public eye where everybody's going to talk about it. So, yeah, if you can't control yourself in those situations, you probably need to go home and chill for a while.
Okay, I'm gonna say this, and people from Alabama State ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna just ask a very simple question. I saw a report on Instagram where a football player punched a woman in the face. I haven't heard anything about that. Haven't seen a statement about that. So it's just real funny to me. Listen, Alabama State, you can call it what you want, all the alums, and half y'all know what I'm talking about. The lady face bloody, missing a tooth, all that type of stuff. She said the police did it. I ain't seen no statement come out from Alabama State. I ain't heard nothing from no athletic department, no nothing. So I'm just curious. I just want to know. Listen, I'm not saying they haven't done anything. I'm just saying if that player is still on the team and this player is not on the team, something don't add up. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna just leave it at that. You can do the research on your own, but I'm gonna just that's all I'm gonna say. Don't act
sound like we knocking on something they like to call a lack of institutional control.
Yeah, I don't know what they did or did not do with that player, but I will say this: if that player ain't gone,
point blank, period. Any player that's watching the show, don't put your hands on nobody. Even if this was in the NFL, let that would have been an NFL player put his hands on one of the security, no matter who said something in the stands.
Devontae Adams pushed the photographer. He didn't get locked up.
There's a difference. There's a push, and I can understand, right? Putting your hands is putting your hand. But we saw a straight up slap where glasses flew up, a Bluetooth, whatever that was. You got to go back to it. Something flew.
It was a piece of something, a black.
It flew. The smack flew something off. So that let me know it was hard enough. Bow. It just took off.
Right there.
What is that?
I don't know what it is, but it was gone though. It's gone. It's gone. Yeah, you gotta go find that.
I just feel like keep your hands to yourself. You a player, walk away, man. This ain't personal. This was business today. See, let's remember this is football. What you should have took that out on the field. Now the game over. You lost. Whatever happens, get your ass off the field. It's business trip. Let's get off the field. Let's go. You still sticking around because it's getting to you. It's personal. You're emotional. You're letting your emotions get the best of you. And it happens in sports. We've all been there, emotional in sports. But you got to get the hell away from that because that'll keep you from making bad decisions like this, in which in today's world, everything is recorded. There's no way you can get away from it. So you got to think and be smarter than that. So my message to any player, whether you pee-wee football to the NFL, walk away. It is okay. You're not a bitch. You're not a hoe. Nobody's going to care. Just walk away. Live to fight another day, and it'll be okay, right? Them fans going to do that to the next team, too. It ain't personal to you. It's to everybody. And it get worse when you get to the PWIs, and they know your mama name, your daddy name.
But, hey, they give out their phone number. They call, man, listen. Shh. Man, that's a different beast right there. That's a different beast. Them white students be up there hacking and getting your information, and they put all that stuff. I remember when they got JJ Redick's phone number when he was playing at Duke from Maryland, and they called him all night. They had his mama name and all stuff in the signs. Man, them PWIs, they move different, bro. They moved
I'm just saying, for anybody walk away, man, that was uncalled for. And that's the only reason why I feel it. I know we're not going to spend too much more time. I just say walk away, man. Be the bigger man, but you young. I know it's a lot of guys just young.
Too much. Hey, you listen to too much NBA YoungBoy. I would be shocked if that Bama don't listen to NBA YoungBoy.
What they say, fuck a op. Bow, bow, bow.
No, he listen to much NBA YoungBoy. That he'll get you in trouble every time. He'll get you in trouble. I get your brain blown, all that extra stuff. Like, you're like, listen to some Mariah Carey before you go play. All right. Calm your ass down. Right? I'm saying, no, man must be out there listening to listen to T.I. a little something. You know what I'm saying? Rubber band man. You know what I'm saying? Rubber band man. I'm the rubber band man. God, no. Jesus Christ. They listen. That stuff is dangerous, bro. All right, let me. I want to get your opinion on this, Barry.
Okay.
42-6, right? I don't really care about the game. What I have a problem with is black celebrities telling people that if you're not rooting for Deion, you're not black. What is your thoughts and opinions on you're not black if you're not cheering for Deion?
I think it's a sense of what I've seen with people around the SWAC, and this is my honest opinion. Right, people around the SWAC, and then I'm gonna take it to where I think you're talking about on the national level, right?
Yeah.
But I'll start on the regional level. A lot of people around the SWAC did not truly accept or understand what it was when you talk about the phenom of Deion Sanders and what he brought. Right, we're not gonna sit here and act like that. Him loving lights, camera, actions is something new, and it just so happened to start at Jackson State. The man's name is Prime Time, for God's sake, right?
Yeah.
To be prime time means that is the top spot in what you're watching. He's always been this way. He's always been for attention. But I think when you overall look at the fact that here's a black man doing it the way he said he wants to do it, where in a predominantly white state, how many black folks in Colorado? Ain't that many.
I can give you a number.
Well, I'm just telling you, your damn so ain't that many, especially if you think about Boulder, right?
Yeah.
But I just think here's an idea of a black man doing it his way on a national stage. And we've never seen anybody do it this way to where I got the chains. He on here like me. I got the shades. I got the hat. I do whatever I want, how I want. And I'm telling y'all, this is what it's going to be. And you get the criticism from everybody saying, but why? Why does it have? Why are you saying it? Why are you? So in return, it's like, you don't have to be for them or against them. It's like what my mom used to tell me. You ain't got nothing good to say, just don't say nothing at all. But it just seems like people are so much against him to want to see him fail, to where I think the overall idea of him and his success is turning people where they say, well, if you black and, you don't cheer for Deion, what the hell are you doing? Just stay away from it. But I don't think you have to cheer for him or not. I just think what he's done is just brought attention to Colorado, in which nobody's ever paid attention to Colorado. What he's done is always been who he is, and now he's doing it not from a player's perspective, but from a leader of a team as the coach of the Colorado Buffaloes. And it's just unprecedented to see it that way, and I'm okay with it.
Let me ask you a question, Perry. What is the difference if somebody didn't root for Deion in the HBCU and now they don't root for him at Colorado? Because you couldn't say you're not black if you get what I'm saying? What it seemed like this narrative has come along now that he's moved to a PWI. But if you was against Deion when he was at Jackson State, what was the narrative then? You ain't like black people. You get what I'm saying?
I think the narrative was it was associated to Jackson. So if you didn't like Jackson, and now Deion's there, because there were a lot of people that were Deion fans before he got there. But it was like, well, I don't like Jackson either. But then I think it was also the way that he left Jackson. And then you had the whole national story of, well, he said I was God sent and I was on a mission at Jackson State. Right. But then he leaves Jackson. We saw him at the SWAC championship. He and them like, come on.
Let's wrap it up. Hey, hand out the trophy.
Hey, I got something to do. I got somewhere to go. I got somewhere to be. And I think it's a culmination of just how people felt he left Jackson, what they felt like he should have done more at Jackson. And if you using God and religion in that same sense, then how do you in that same sense say God brought you here, but then God took you away to take you to white folks? If your whole idea was to be here to uplift black folks. And I think that's just the whole, not to play with black folks and God, right? Don't you bring up no God with black folks, and watch out. You can bring up money. You can bring up education. You can talk about a lot of stuff with black folks, but when you mix God into the mix and religion, you lose. Hey, that'll make an exit stage left real quick, right? So I just think it was all of that culminated, and now he's at Colorado, and he's speaking in the manner that he's speaking in. I just think it's turned certain people sour at the rate, because it's like, okay, Dion, really, if it's just for what you want to do, just say that. But don't add in religion and God to make me feel like, as a Southern Baptist preacher, to reach black folks, you got to, and I'm you're going to do that, and he seems like he pulls that when it's time to get black folks to listen to what he has to say. But when it's white folks, he don't use that. So when you going in between both worlds, it turns people off. And when you talk about that religion to black folks and you bring up God, but now it seems like you making white man the money and you left the black folks in the hood. What they say, they didn't like how they was portrayed in that 60 minute, right?
Yeah.
It looked like I told you before, you remember I said, I ain't never known nobody to get out, make it out the hood, make it to success, then go back to the hood and then make it out again. Who does that? Who goes to the hood twice and find a way to get out a second time, right? But that's just my opinion. So I think it's okay to cheer for Dion, and if you don't, you just don't. I personally am cheering for him because I just like the fact, personally, me, Scotty, to see a black man in a game that is so ran by white men in terms of head coaches, in which I believe personally there should be a lot more black coaches in college football on the FBS level, particularly at the Power 5. And me personally, I just like the fact that he's on that stage and he said, I'm going to do it my way. And as long as he's doing it his way and saying this is how I'm going to be, because we watch too many people all the time, they conform to the environment. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I won't. If you want me to go out there, I will say it like this. Yes, sir. Dion ain't doing that. And so I just like him being unapologetically himself and unapologetically black. And that's all I like about it. And I can understand that people don't like it.
I can say this, right? I agree with you on the unapologetically black. I always like, but the thing about it to me, and I had a conversation with Rocky on the watch party, was what about this can be duplicated? Because the thing about Dion is he's always been Dion. Like it's like when you hire Dion, this is what you get. You know what you're getting when you purchase that. There's not a lot of black men, one, that have the cachet that can do that. Two, feel as though they won't be looked at a different way. Like they won't be taken seriously. People won't look at me a certain way. And let's be honest, a lot of white people want a dumbed down version of blackness. They want all the coolness that come with it, all the relating to players, all the understanding of problems, but they don't want a black man to be unapologetically black. Now, whatever black that means to you, let your mind wander. Doesn't have to be ghetto, doesn't have to be loud, doesn't have to be any of that, right? I don't want to associate who Dion is as that is the standard for blackness. That is not, right? I don't even like chains. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even like earrings. You know what I'm saying? I don't even wear shades. So that is not the.
We looking real black on here tonight, ain't we?
Right? You know what I'm saying? But of what this is. This is always going to be my gripe with Prime. This is always going to be my gripe. I love what he is. I always love that he speaks his mind. I think it's absolutely amazing. My issue is this: you cannot be a black advocate and not hire a black person for the two most important positions on your staff. I don't care about none of the ancillary stuff, because people love to say, well, Scotty, his wide receiver coach is this, and his linebacker coach is this, and this. We know the white people do the same thing to us in every other aspect. They'll put us at a DB coach. They'll put us at a linebacker coach. They'll put us as a special teams coordinator. But when you're supposed to be a black advocate, and I talked to my friend earlier today. I said, how cool would that have been if Dion's 3-0 And he's going into the Oregon game. He's like, man, listen, I got the best OC in the game. And he's a black man that has sprung onto the scene. And now what does that look like going forward for him? Right? That's how you become a tree to put other black men in position. That to me, that is what Deion is supposed to be in this space. You're supposed to take all the bullets, right? So that you can now, because you have the cachet to do so, now you have a tree blooming behind you because of the black men that you put in place, because you've been given that opportunity. That to me is where I'm at on that. But other than that, I don't know. He do what he do. Listen, I'm still gonna root for him to lose.
You one of them black folks cheering against him?
Oh yeah, every week, every single week. It hadn't moved. It just went from Jackson to Colorado.
You know, I'm here for it, man. I love to see it. I think it's entertaining to the game, and it's good to see a little culture injected into the game in which we seem to be so politically correct. We're obviously not politically correct because the show is called Outspoken, right? So you and I both know we don't like to follow structures nor certain rules that seem like it contains us or put us in a box and make us like everybody else, because then you feel like a robot, right?
Yeah.
You and I are both the same when it comes to that. I think in the same instance, Deion looking at that in the world of coaching, in which for so many years when we watch interviews and listen to coaches and the jargon and everything else that comes along with it, everybody seems to be in this box. And for me, it's just refreshing to see somebody and to listen to somebody who has the same sentiments as me and you, that sometimes we feel like corporate America won't be so accepted to us because we won't follow the quote unquote status quo of what corporate America looks at me, because I have to make them comfortable more so than they make me comfortable. Isn't it crazy when one black man can walk in a room of 100 white men, instead of them all saying, hey, let's get together and make this one black guy comfortable? No, you got to go in and make the 100 white men comfortable by going in and saying, hey, sir, how you doing?
Come on, Barry. Come on, Barry. That's real. That's real.
You know, you've ever got on the elevator and you're the only black person, it's all white people, and then you kind of feel like, because you know damn well they not finna change who they are to make you okay. You're gonna have to change who you are to make them feel okay.
Absolutely.
And so that's why I feel I like what he's doing, because it's making people uncomfortable. And he said that y'all just not used to seeing a black man talk to y'all like this. And I love that, just being a black man myself, having been in rooms and been around people, to have an understanding that I don't always have to make you feel comfortable in order to be me. And I don't have to change who I am just in order to fit in to do the job that you asking me to do. If you ask me to do the job, let me do the job. Don't make me have me do the job and then have to change who I am just to make the whole 100% to make you feel good about yourself. When at the end of the day, I got to be comfortable in my skin, and who I am and what I do. It may come from two different neighborhoods, two different homes, and two different upbringings. But still, I shouldn't have to change. And that's simply why I like what Deion and what he's doing.
Let me make it very clear, right? Because people have a hard time. What I love who Deion is outside of the football field. On the football field, I want him to lose. Like when it comes to competition, his team against another team, I want his team to lose. Outside of that, Deion is the realest dude I like. I mean, I love listening to Deion talk. It's like I love my favorite speech by him. He says, "What would make you think I care about your opinion of me?" Like, I love, that's some real deal Holyfield stuff. That's the type of stuff you play for your kids, you know what I'm saying, before they go to sleep for affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you like, just listen to this while you dream away. Because you should not care. I've been him. I've been that guy. I've been me. I'm okay with me, right? I love that aspect of Deion. I just want him to lose on a football field. So,
can I just tell you my favorite Deion little story he does?
Go ahead.
He talks about cats and dogs. He said, you know, in this society today, we're raising these kids to be cats. And he said, because you know what? When it comes to a cat, you don't discipline a cat. When you got a cat at home, what the cat do? It jump on everything. It do whatever it want to do. And then the first sign of trouble, you can't tell the cat to sit down, roll over, go outside. The cat does what he wants. He said the problem with the world today, we're raising a bunch of cats. And so when those cats deal with situations, we don't know how to then train them to handle. You got me? I'm still there.
You
Can
good?
you hear me?
Yeah, you
That's
good.
my mom, man. She know I'm doing this. My mom trying to call me. I'm talking about cats and dogs. She calling me, right? Messing up my Dion story. But long story short, he said we got to raise dogs because when it comes to dogs, there's structures. There's things that you have to teach a dog. If a dog will pee in the house, what you pee on the floor for? You
Yeah.
put the dog, don't do it again. The dog learn. You can't tell a cat don't pee on the floor no more. The cat gonna piss on the floor all night, all day. And whenever it want to do and wish you would say something. So that's my favorite Dion story when he talking about raising cats and dogs, because I realize in the society that we live in today, we make things so easy for the kids. We don't, what the old folks say, I don't want them to go through whatever I went through. Everything's a participation trophy. We make people feel like a struggle and hardship is nothing to go through. And I don't like that society, which is why I like the old school way. And Dion brings out old school of the way that I was raised, the way I was talked to. And I know it's hard for people to accept that because don't you say that to me. Don't talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Who are you? But you got to have tough skin in this world. Tough skin to make you who you are. It builds character, it's morals and values. I don't say abuse nobody, but in the same instance, you have to build character. And I'm about character building. And especially when you talk about kids, kids have to be led. I don't give a kid an option. I tell a kid where you're going to go and then let them formulate. I don't give you no option. Who are you? You ain't never did nothing. How you got an option to tell me what you want to do and you don't know nothing?
Boy, if you don't sound like a black bear right now.
Hey.
If nobody thought you had kids, they know you got kids now.
I'm fresh off a kid's ass. Look, hey, you better sit your ass down. The old school way. Grown folks talking, go in the other room. Well, I'm about that.
Yeah.
I don't ask you what you want to eat tonight. I didn't cook. You either hungry or you not.
My mom used to do that to me. I'm like, Mom, what's for dinner? What I cooked? You hungry? I'm like, that's fair. That's fair.
You take your ass to bed, For all I
Mom,
care. If you hungry, you just gonna be going to sleep hungry. It's food in the kitchen. You just choose acting like you don't want it. Who the hell are you? Did you get up and get a job today?
Oh man.
Let me stop, man. Let me stop.
So
I got
real.
you.
That's so real, but no, that's real though. That's real. I can give that to you. All right, man. Let's move on, man. We about an hour behind. We about 45 minutes behind. It's supposed to be hot topics, not hot hour. Listen,
It's just real talk, baby.
that's fair. Hey, let's get into this week 4 game recap. We ain't gonna fly through it, but we gonna get through it. Listen, it was a tie. Yeah, you didn't do your math right. I know you're looking at it crazy.
No, I did do my math right. I went back and listened to every show in terms of so it's what we picked or it's what I sent you?
No, it's what we picked on the show.
I went through every show and I went back and listened to what you picked and I wrote it down, Scotty.
No,
I wrote it down, Scotty.
I'm telling you, it's 21-15 to 24-12. That's what it is.
So what I sent you in that text was inaccurate, but you agreed with it.
No, I didn't know. When I went back and did the math, I was like, this ain't right. So let me see what you sent me. You said, let me see.
You should be like 16 and 17.
Let me see.
And I should be like 19 and like
36. This is hold on, let's see. 13. This is 33. You're missing 3 picks.
I went back and listened to every show and I wrote down every pick you and I ever made.
All right, I'm gonna double check. Well, right now, he said Scotty cooking the book.
Yeah, that's why I do what I do. Listen, I promise you, that's why I went back. I said this week he gonna come back on me because he got that UAPB win.
Yeah, I was ready. Until
I know.
Oh, bro.
This ain't right here though. That ain't right.
Well, we'll see. I'm gonna go back.
You blow 500, my brother. You're like 16 and 17, and I'm like 19.
Oh, did you include these 7 and 2s?
That's everything from week 0 to week 4. That's where we at. I literally did my homework, man. You know me. I went back and listened to every show, and I listened to every pick, and I wrote down every pick. I got it. Okay. I still got it. I wrote down every pick you and I made, and I even went to listen to you and Mike Reed.
How about pistol whipping Perry? He beating me. Like that ain't the point of pistol whipping. Pistol whipping is you beating me. If I was pistol whipping him, I would be winning. That's pistol whipping. But
you making yourself closer than what it is. No, that let me see. No. It's 19-14 me. You 16-17.
I don't agree with that one.
I'll take a picture and send it to you tonight.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna double check. It's all right. I'm gonna double check. I got the thing right here. I'm gonna go back and listen to it. We're gonna get this right. All right. But right now, this is right.
People, I just want y'all to know. Don't you watch this.
No.
He trying to keep up with me. Nuh-uh.
I'm only 3 picks behind you. What are you talking? Even on yours, it's still 3 picks.
You below 500 though. You got yourself looking real decent right now.
Yeah. Okay.
You got yourself looking real decent right now.
All right, let's get into it. UAPB, Alabama A&M. I picked it right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Picked me. Got it right. Thank you. Quincy Casey goes for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns. Jalen Macon goes for 17-29, 227, 2 tubs in the NIT. What you got, P?
Man, A&M 505 total yards, 328 in the air, 177 on the ground. UAPB 320 yards total, 242 in the air, 78 on the ground. Penalties in this ball game, though, it was ugly. 11 penalties for 100 yards, the whole length of the field for A&M, man. They're going to have to clean that up. For Pine Bluff, 10 penalties, 84 yards, two turnovers for the Bluff, 1 for A&M. Hey, what's the running back?
Devon Eaglin.
19 carries, 126 yards, and a touchdown. That's how you tote. But most importantly, shout out to your boy Quincy Casey. This is how you step up big after a game on the road, losing to Southern, where you only was able to put up 10 points. You go up, put up 31 points and go 27-33 for 328 yards and 3 touchdowns. That's how you show the range of what you're looking for in him.
Actually, definitely entertaining Thursday night game. It definitely was. Started off a little slow in the first half. I watched every bit of this game. I actually watched this game twice already because I wanted to go back and watch just to see if I missed anything and just watch the game. Listen.
And your boy Maurice Lloyd, 5 receptions, 48 yards, 160 yards and kick return for UAPB.
Dog, I sent you the video. I'm telling you that Bama is nice and he needs to be involved more into the offensive play calling for UAPB. But let me say this about Jalen Macon. He is the real deal Holyfield. If you go back and watch the game, he just, pressure in his face, and it doesn't seem to rattle him. There's a couple drop touchdowns he's had. This game definitely could have went UAPB's way. I think they're close. I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't be surprised if that UAPB and Southern game is a lot different than what people think it's gonna go. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it since my picks is cooked. I'm cooking picks. I'm gonna leave it alone. But I'm gonna say.
If you ran numbers in the 30s and 40s, boy, I wouldn't be fooling with you, boy. You look.
Yes, sir. All right, next up, Alcorn versus PV. Listen, I watched this game last night on the replay. Trayvon Connolly, Alcorn. Let me just say this. I had a lot of Alcorn people texting me talking about they don't like the offensive play calling. I want to be very clear. I'm gonna blow myself up for this one. That game was not on the offensive play calling. If you watch the game, that game was not on the offensive play calling. To me, it wasn't as bad as I seen it before. Now, what I will say is this: I think Nico Duffy needs more touches. I'm gonna leave that alone. Jarvion Howard is not looking like Jarvion Howard of last year. You need to get Nico Duffy more touches. But Aaron Allen goes for 287. 2 tubs, 26-37. Not a bad game. Trayvon Connolly, these numbers could have been way worse if the guys would have caught the passes that they were supposed to catch. 187, 1 touchdown, 1 NIT. Pete, what you got?
4 of 12 for Alcorn on third down conversions, 384 total yards, 287 in the air, which I wasn't expecting. They're talking about with 2 quarterbacks that's been struggling this year. But you know something? We talked about it with Southern, but where I'm really shocked at, and you just said it, between Nico Duffy and Jarvion Howard, Alcorn under 100 yards rushing. Southern and Alcorn had textbook. If you want to know how to run the ball, you watch Southern and you watch Alcorn, right? And now for Alcorn to have under 100 yards rushing, that's pretty eye-opening to me. On the other side for Prairie View, 3 of 9 on third down, 308 yards, 187 yards in passing, 121 on the ground. 1 interception in this ball game for Prairie View. Trayvon Connolly, 12 of 19, 187 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Aaron Allen, 26 of 37, 287, 2 touchdowns. Malik Rogers, When you got 3 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown, you're doing something, brother.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, but I just think for me, the big story around here, Alcorn can't run the ball. And that's just something I've never known with Alcorn. If it was nothing else they could do, their bread and butter was to run the ball. I've literally watched Alcorn come out in the half and say, hey, we'll try to play your game and throw the ball. Okay, it ain't working. Second half and really suppress you and beat you physically. They don't seem to be that same suppressing, physical, run-oriented offense that we've seen before where they really just dominate you and wear you out.
I'm going to say this, man. Montario Hunt is a problem. He's an absolute stud for Alcorn. I just, when you're watching the game, it doesn't look like Alcorn of old. You know, it just doesn't look like, I don't know. It's like they want to be a run first team, but their offense is a pass team. Like it just doesn't seem like, but my biggest issue is this. Nico Duffy needs to be on the field at all times. Like, I don't give a damn if you put him in the slot. I don't give a damn if you put him in the backfield with Jarvion Howard. It's just, he just gives you more mobility. He just has a juke. It's like certain things that Jarvion is a bruiser, right? He's a straight hitter. Nico Duffy gonna make somebody miss. And that's the thing they're missing in the running back room, because there was a couple times where Jarvion had to make somebody miss, and he's just not shifty enough to make somebody miss. Nico Duffy is that guy. And the thing for me, you can say the O-line struggles to get a push. That is not the same case when Nico Duffy gets the ball. Like, I'm watching the game. I'm not blind. How does a quarterback throw for 287 and don't have an O-line? That don't make sense. So something is not adding up to the picture. It's either, listen, I get what the Purple Rhino was last year. He is not the same this year. I don't care. You can call it the O-line. You can say whatever you want to say about it. Nico Duffy is the better running back for this style of football team. You can still use Jarvion however you want to use him, but you need to give Nico Duffy more touches. Montario Hunt's a dog. Malik Rogers is a dog. They got some studs at the wide receiver position. They just got to get Aaron Allen time to hit him and make it happen. But you can't tell me your O-line's a problem and you throw for 287. That don't make sense to me. I'm sorry. I'm confused. So I'm going to just leave it alone. And listen, I don't like Elliott. I can't stand Elliott Rotten. I've been told you that boy was ass. But this is not the game you blame him for. The defense did not hold up at the end. And I got to give credit. And I'm sorry, P. Let me give some credit to the offensive play caller from Prairie View. If you didn't, the last minute drive to go down and get the field goal to win the game was immaculate. He did a check release with the tight end 3 times, and that tight end came open every single time. Trayvon Connolly is cool as the other side of the pillow in big time drives. He did the same thing against Texas Southern to get them into overtime. Got to give credit to him. But the play calling from Prairie View down the stretch, when they did that check and release with the tight end, he would block. The goo would come up. He would just drift off. And Trayvon would just say, boop. He would block. He would check off. Boop. I mean, it was like, I'm like, damn, this is perfect. Because I tell people every week, SWAC don't cover the tight end. SWAC, listen, if SWAC people don't look at the UAPB game, the tight end for the UAPB went off. They don't cover the tight end in the SWAC, use them more often. Got to give a shout out to the PV's offensive coordinator. Called a hell of a game, especially down the stretch. Sorry about that. All right, listen. Listen, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about this game. But go ahead, Perry. You start off because I've been talking for a long time. You start off.
Well, I know you want to talk about it because it was closer than what many had suspected. And I listened to Mike Reed talking about he canceled his Sanderson Forum membership, right? He no longer ever needs to order chicken, right? They just give it up. I thought Mr. Campbell told him he couldn't do it no more, right? But you look at this ball game, 4-15 for Jackson State on third down, 348 total yards. Guess what? They couldn't throw the ball in this game. 88 total passing yards. But that's what they can do. They went back to what they can do best. Run the ball. 260 yards on the ground. They had an interception in this ball game for Bethune-Cookman on the other side. You want to hear something crazy? Bethune did not convert 1 third down in this ball game. They went 0 of 14.
Oh my God.
Bethune-Cookman went 0 of 14 on third down conversions. They were able to muster up 230 yards total, 172 in the air, 58 on the ground. 3 turnovers in this ball game, though, and that'll hurt you. 2 fumbles and an interception. Walter Simmons, the third, 19 of 34, 172 yards, and a touchdown. On the other side, Jason Brown struggled in this one. 13 of 24 for 90 yards, 1 touchdown.
Say that again. Say that again, Perry. And I'm so glad you please say that again. Please say that and say it slow, too, for people in the back. Say that stat line slow for people in the back.
Jason Brown struggled in this ball game, going 13 of 24 for 90 yards. 24 passing attempts for 90 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 INT. But the player of the game for me, Irv Mulligan, 21 carries, 174 yards, and a touchdown. This dude right now, I think, is trying to play for SWAC Offensive Player of the Year, man. He's trying. He's a dog. And I think when you saw him against South Carolina State early on, you saw it. And now we're watching him grow as the season go on. I like Irv Mulligan, man. I don't give a damn about Jackson State and all the other stuff. And I know people, how you like, but you just like a dog when you see him, right? Irv Mulligan is a dog, and I don't know if he watches this show, if he even knows what we're doing because he's new to the SWAC. But Irv, man, you got to tune in, man. I like what I see out of you, man. You put the team on your back, your damn show wasn't going to get it done passing with only 88 passing yards. But for you to put it on your back and carry the way you done, man, hey, kudos to him.
Okay, so I just did the math real quick. I did 90 divided by 24. I think that's the correct math. 3.75 yard average. That is a running back stat. That ain't a quarterback stat. 3.7 yards per pass. Per pass. Absolutely ass. Let me just say that. Okay, let me just say that for all the people. And I'm I'm clipping what I said against South Carolina State. When Mike was all here, he threw for this. I said, I ain't see nothing special, Mike. He threw. I said, Mike, I didn't see. I've been standing on that since the first time I saw this kid that I didn't see nothing special. And I'm telling you right now, Jackson State fans are out here talking about we got the easiest schedule. I beg to differ because Alabama A&M, Alabama State, they're not Bethune-Cookman. They're not Bethune-Cookman. So,
Were you surprised by the way Bethune came out and played in this game?
Absolutely. Defensively, absolutely. I'm not going to hold you. I knew offensively they couldn't do nothing. I knew that because I seen number 8 play. I'm like, Walter Simmons at the third. They needed Luke. The guy who's the original starter is Luke Sprague. He got hurt in the Miami game. If they had him, this is a completely different game. I'm telling you that right now. It's a completely different game because that boy can read progressions really, really well. He's going to go through his progressions. And I'll tell you this, what was even more shocking to me, how well the Bethune-Cookman O-line blocked Jackson State's D-line. That was the most shocking part to me. I was like, wow, they really are blocking up Jackson's front. Like, you didn't see a lot of pressure coming for Walter Simmons. I was really surprised. Like, so to me, if Bethune-Cookman had a starter, this is a completely different game. I'm not saying Jackson doesn't win. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they could have possibly lost. That's all I'm saying. And if it wasn't for that fumble return for a touchdown, Bethune-Cookman probably wins this game as it is. So I'm just saying.
Ain't no cakewalks on the Saturday.
I'm telling you. So, Texas Southern Grambling. I see the stats are wrong. Apologies. Grambling, Chance Williams runs for 19, 174 and 1 touchdown. Texas Southern, Jace throws for, you'll have the stat for that, but Jace throws. He has a good game. Had a couple big drops, too, in that game as well by a couple players, but definitely looked good for Texas Southern. Let me just keep saying, I'm going to say this before you go and give you a stat update. Grambling offensively is a problem. Grambling defensively is the bottom of the trash can with the juice that just sits there and you get the maggots running around. If it's not for Lewis Matthews, this defense is, oh my God. Lewis Matthews is everything for this team. Sundata Anderson, don't know who he is. Haven't seen him. Defensive player of the year, my ass. Haven't seen him. So Jesus Christ. But go ahead, Perry.
This was a matchup that was interesting when we saw the SWAC West Division standings preseason, and we saw all these teams stacked up, right? It was like you and I talked about. It could have been anybody. You saw Prairie View, Grambling, Texas Southern, Alcorn, and then you saw Southern at the top of the ladder. But when you saw this one, Texas Southern seems to be a team that could have put up a fight, and to me, they put up a better fight than what I thought without Andrew Body. 23 points. Texas Southern in this ball game. 2 of 12 on third down, Scotty. 2 of 12, 13 first downs, 271 total yards of offense, 153 in the air, 118 on the ground. But you know what they did a good job at? They didn't turn the ball over. But I'm going to tell you what I was impressed with Grambling. They went 6 of 14 on third down, 477 of total offense. And it wasn't necessarily in the air. 195 in the air. You know what they were able to do this game? They ran the ball. 282 on the ground. They had one interception with a fumble. But you talk about Jace Williams, 14 of 24, 153 yards, 3 total touchdowns in this ball game. But on the other side, Miles Crowley, he is yet to turn the ball over, and that's what I like about him. 14 of 23, 195 yards, 2 touchdowns. Chance Williams, 19 carries, 174 yards, 1 touchdown. And Landon Rash, 4 receptions, 58 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Mr. Reliable.
When you talk about a balanced offense where you can get it done in the air and on the ground, and as we're watching Grambling week by week, we're watching them grow up, and I think most importantly, we're watching them with their QB1, in which they've been missing. This is what they need, and Grambling's putting up points, and they doing it big, and they were able to get another victory, and they were able to get it against the SWAC West opponent convincingly, 35-23. I like what Hugh Jackson is doing with Miles Crowley and what he brings to this offense, and the fact now that they're starting to find a run game to complement the passing game as the season go on. And if they can continue to build on that, Grambling can be a threat for the SWAC Western Division title.
Absolutely. They could have a listen, they could be the definition of FAMU in the West if they had a defense. If they had any sort of defense, I would pick Grambling with my eyes closed. That's how, because they can hit you in so many different. Because somebody was like, what if the running game ain't going? And they got 4 wide receivers that can give you the business. Antonio, Lyndon Rash, Nashawn, and then they got another kid, number 8. Like, they can all give you the business at any point in time. Like, Grambling is a full, complete offensive juggernaut that you got. Chalk and listen, them 2 Bamas, 2 and 3, are like that. Together, they make Jordan, okay? They like that.
So I'll give you a quick fact.
Jesus.
Grambling's defense 8th in the conference right now. They have given up the 2nd most touchdowns than any other team in the conference. The only team to give up more touchdowns than Grambling, guess who? The team that they were playing with, Texas Southern. Texas Southern is giving up 27 touchdowns on the year. Grambling is giving up 21 touchdowns, averaging 443 yards a game, 233 on the ground, 210 in the air. So you're right. When you look at Grambling, they've given up a lot of yards, but most importantly, they've given up a lot of points. And so far.
Yeah, it's if that's the thing. It's like if Grambling's offense isn't on, the defense can't do them no justice. And they gotta listen. Cedric Thornton shouldn't have a job right now. It's flat out, he shouldn't have a job right now, because if I'm Hugh Jackson, I can't let this season go to waste because of you. I've done my part offensively. I have done my part offensively. I've gotten everything in the building that I need. I got a quarterback. I got 2 stud running backs. Listen, it looked like for receiver, it looked like Oprah giving out cars. You get a receiver. You get a receiver. He got receivers for days. The one thing he cannot count on is his defense. And it's absolutely ass. And then the DPOY, which everybody was ranting and raving about, and I simply said there's no possible way that Bubba should not have been DPOY when he had been killing for the last 2 seasons. Sundiata comes in as the DPOY, and he ain't done nothing. Not a thing. He was going against Florida Memorial, and I don't even think he sniffed a quarterback.
And, we're talking about Grambling's defense, but let me tell you how good Grambling's offense is. They're number 1 in total offense, and the SWAC. 1,590 total yards so far in the season. They score more touchdowns than anybody in the conference right now. 17 touchdowns. They're averaging 397 yards a game. So when you put their offense up there, if they can just get at least on the other side of the top 5 in defense, Grambling is a legit threat for a SWAC championship. But it seems like their defense is going to be what's going to be the letdown. Their offense is going to have to try to outscore you. If their defense is giving up more touchdowns than what the offense has scored. Defense is giving up 21 touchdowns. The offense has scored 17 touchdowns. And I understand LSU was a part of it. I get that. But maybe they can grow as the season go on, but we'll find that out.
Dog, you're making my point. You're making my point. Why Cedric Thornton should have no job right now? Jeez Christ, man. Lord have mercy. It just boggles my mind. Just boggles my mind. Anyway, let's go. All right, man. That one, man. When I saw that one, I said, God, dog, how we mess up on this one? South Carolina State puts an ass whooping to the Citadel, 31-10. You know it's a bad day when Corey Fields is throwing over 300 yards. Woo! Throwing over Corey Fields, 300 yards in the Citadel, not know who was playing quarterback.
I had to call South Carolina State myself to make sure them stats is right. Hello, South Carolina State. Is this real?
Oh, man. I had to day. Man, I went to ESPN. I refreshed the page twice. I said, I know they lying. I said, I know they lying.
No, they not lying.
Wow. Shout out to South Carolina State for that ass whooping they'd handed out to Citadel. I was not expecting that.
They put an ass whooping on them. An offensive clinic. 556 total yards, Scotty. 317 in air, 239 on the ground. 2 interceptions, though. But Corey Fields, 19 of 25, 301, 3 touchdowns. Justin Smith-Brown, 3 receptions, 75 yards, 2 touchdowns. South Carolina State dominates this ball game over Citadel. Citadel struggled a little bit. 202 total yards, 148 yards in the air, 54 on the ground. Grayson Underwood, their quarterback, 10 of 19, 138 yards, a touchdown, and interception. This was just Buddy Pugh going out handing out an old-fashioned South Carolina State Bulldog. That's what this was. And they did it with an in-state team. And, man, congratulations to them. Congratulations to Corey Field, because I know we trash him a lot, but for him to bounce back and have this type of game, this just shows I don't understand him, bro. He has potential. This is the potential. This is why we picked South Carolina State in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. But when he's off, he's off. But when he's on, damn, he's really good.
Yeah, he's on. No, I give you that one. That one surprised me, and that I agree. Like, I know Buddy Pugh over there, like, nigga,
where you been?
Ninja.
Where you been at?
Surprise, like, God damn, like, you know what I'm saying? So, oh man, that's wow, that's crazy. All right, Morgan State, man, listen. Morgan got to be the most closest, but never. It's like Morgan's that kid that you set him up with your like a girl that you know is an easy like. You like, bro, you still didn't get the draws?
I don't understand how you didn't get it.
How you didn't get the draws? I set it up perfectly for you.
You in there asking her about her favorite color and shit. Stop asking her what month she was born in and what her sign is. She's beyond that, bro. Go and get with it.
Just get the draws, bro. Like that. Hey, I swear Morgan got to be the most closest having. I'm like, Jesus, man. They will give you, if I was a Morgan State fan, you got to have blood pressure medicine on hand, dog. That's what they keep you at the edge of your seat. They lost this Jake in like double overtime, bro. Like, listen, Morgan is a heart attack waiting to happen. Go ahead, break it down, B.
7 of 17 for Albany, and when you talk about third down conversions, 258 total yards, 142 passing, 116 on the ground. And what's crazy, Albany had 4 turnovers in this ball game, 3 fumbles and an interception. You look at the other side, but you know where Morgan struggled? I always talk to you about those third downs. Morgan going 3 of 18 on third down conversions, 189 total yards, 144 passing, 45 on the ground, 0 turnovers. This was an ugly stat game. This is, I don't understand. This was just really ugly. But to lose a game by 6 points after a team gave up 4 turnovers and you had 0, But you got to convert those third downs. This was just ugly all the way around, and Albany just found a way to get it done more than Morgan. That's all I got. I think as Morgan grows, I think as they grow as a program, you start to see them. I've never seen Morgan like this in my lifetime, right? Competitive week in and week out. It just takes time, I think, for this team to learn how to play 4 quarters of football and learn how to win. But you see the upside to it,
man.
They let this one get away from them.
They kind of remind me of like Southern in the sense of like you're there, you can you're there, but you just got to break through. You know what I'm saying? Like when y'all kept going to the SWAC championship, like I was there, you just got to break through. And I think for Morgan, if they break through, you're not talking about a MEAC team. You're talking about an FCS top level caliber team, because that's just how they're building this thing. When you go head to head with Akron, when you beat a Richmond, when you're going head to head with Auburn, like these, I would bet to think that they're gonna give you another heart attack against Yale. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a close one.
Morgan can easily be the #1 black college team in the nation, right?
Easy. If you give them a quarterback, it's a problem. It's a problem.
They're that close to being the #1 black college team in the nation, and you see the potential. What they remind me of is Southern in 2011 and 2012. Stump Mitchell was there, and then Dawson Odoms took over after the Mississippi Valley game in 2012. A team that can play 3 quarters. I'm talking about 3 damn good quarters of football. But that 4th quarter, every time it was just like, what the hell? We was in for good football. But you have to learn how to close games out. You have to be able to build endurance. You have to be able to build that mental aspect and capacity of it ain't over till that clock strikes 0. This team has to learn how to play 4 complete quarters of football. And I think when they do Morgan State in the future, if this is what we're seeing as the base, the sky's the limit for them. And I would say watch out in the future.
Yeah, I wouldn't go NCCU because they really haven't been tested. They really haven't played anybody. If we're being honest, they played Winston State, UCLA, and Valley. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not. They're #1 because they're the champs, but they haven't really played anybody. Morgan State has played everybody. Okay, how you want it? You know what I'm saying? FBS, FCS,
rank. And it's been football games.
Yeah.
It has been football games. You're watching football when they play.
Yeah, absolutely. I had to give it to you. I had to give his own screen. I'm gonna let you do all the stats you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Great pick. It's on you, Perry. Just take it away.
Behold the green and gold. I told you this was my underdog, man. Everybody laughed at me some weeks back. Perry, you don't know what the hell you talking about. You're not credible. What the hell? Motherfucker ain't doing nothing.
He did lose to a D2 school. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm leaving alone.
They did. That's game #1, man. If you go back and look at that, man, this Norfolk is almost on the cusp of being something completely different as well. I'm just telling you, Norfolk and Morgan State are 2 teams in the future when you look at having to close out and figure out how to win games. You remember I told you, I talked to Dawson Odoms last week. He said, man, I'm just trying to teach this team how to finish games. 4 quarters. That's it. And that's why I told you, I like how he built programs. You look at this game, Norfolk versus Towson. I told you, I felt Norfolk was going to get this done. 4 of 12 on third downs for Towson, 341 total yards, 201 in the air, 140 on the ground, 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumble. But on the other side for Norfolk State, 443 total yards. It wasn't in the air. 93 total yards in the air. They ran the ball. 350 yards on the ground, man.
And nobody over 100 yards.
What they say, run by committee.
Dog. Now, listen, there's at least 9 running backs that had a carry in this game. Not one person went over 100 yards. Do you understand what that has to look like for 350 yards on the ground and not one person go over 100 yards? It's crazy. Go look at the box score. Matter of fact, I'm going to bring it up just for you. Go ahead. Jesus Christ. Go ahead. You can finish. Do your thing.
I do your thing, man. I'm just saying, hey, I'm just letting people know. I know a little something when I'm talking about Norfolk. I know it's hard for people to see it. I told y'all why y'all don't like my guy. He just black, and y'all got an issue with black folks. You know, just well, not black folks. You got an issue with super black folks. All right. I told you. I said that 5 episodes ago. But Dawson Odom, that's my guy. I'm rocking with him. This was a great out-of-conference victory right here. Didn't Morgan State lose to Towson?
Yeah, they did.
You're right. So on the other side, and I'm telling y'all, watch out for Norfolk State. They are a team. You will listen to me one day. That's why I'm telling you, I got the wins that I got in terms of my wins, losses. I'm not giving them everything, but I said they are a dark horse. Believe me in what I say. You can't take them lightly.
Dog, look at this stat line, bro. This is crazy to me. And I don't know who, like, I know Otto Collins is, I don't know what race he is, white, black, but that white Bama can move. Okay, that Bama nifty. I went back.
You want his stats? The cat only went 5 of 14 for 38 yards passing.
Dog, the running was amazing. He had a 60
But he ran 10 carries for 70 yards and a touchdown, and Kayvon King 11 carries for 97 yards. And that's stuck between them two and not everybody else by committee.
Yeah. That Bama nifty. That Bama nifty. I think he had like a 67-yard touchdown run. I didn't get to finish the whole game. I watched the first half, but you know what I'm saying? Because I bought Flow Sports, you know what I'm saying? Because I gotta go. You gotta look at the games. I hate looking at the stats. Like I gotta look at how the game, the ebbs and flows. And I'll be honest, if you didn't watch the game, it was raining. It was thank you, Start Market Sport. It was raining really bad. So you know, it just was what it was, man. But Jesus, when I saw the stat line, I said 350 and not one person over 100 yards.
Dawson Odom's teams play physical. They will push you around. And I told you, the more and more this team grows from the bottom up, you're going to start to see them get a little bit more physical. And like he told me on the phone, he said, man, P, I'm just trying to get them to understand how to close out games. That was the problem with that Virginia State. They couldn't close their game out. But as this season go on, you're going to watch this team get better and better. And believe me, mark my words, this game was one of those that show you. You told me what's been killing you, those Norfolk picks, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I was good. If you would have lost out, I would have like, yeah.
But I appreciate the love, man, and because I told you I believe in him. I don't think he's going to be looking for a job at this season. He's building something over there, and it takes time. I can take somebody that's literally building it from the ground up, and I can have patience because I'm not part of the microwave society, the instant gratification society. It's my money, and I want it now. I know when you talk about football, man, you talk about building a program, not a season, but a program. You got to give it some time. And in year 2 of him actually having it, he's been there 3. But in year 2, you're starting to see it and be able to get a victory like this. This is big.
Yeah, it's 54 carries, Miss Sykes. That is 54 carries. I ain't never seen nothing like that. That's crazy. 54 carries. That's and look at this quarterback stat. That's just wild to me, bro. That is just absolutely wild. But hey, you do what you gotta do. Get the dub. That's like get the dub and get up out of there.
What you do when the team push you around with that many people to get the ball for 300 plus yards? That's demoralizing.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, let's get it.
What's that right there? What that security guard did? That's how you saw all game.
All right. Game of the week recap. Listen, you already know what it was. You already know what's coming. Something other than the slap. The battle at Bragg. Before Perry goes, let me say this. For all you Alabama State fans that argue with me up and down about Demetrius Davis, I told you. You had a guy throw for over 200 yards, and he did that in the first half. Demetrius Davis ain't done that in the last 3 games, and that's including against Miles. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it. If you would have had Damian Stewart earlier, he gets more comfortable, and then you have a comfortable quarterback in this FAMU game instead of this being his first start, coming off a bye week, and he looking a little rusty and good and sporadic in moments. But Perry, hit him with the stats.
Woo! Listen, the battle at Bragg, right? Listen, if you can't score no points, stay your ass out of Bragg Memorial. What they said, don't be going over there fucking with them folks. All right.
What you
Don't
over
be
there?
going over there messing with them rattlers. They'll get you discombobulated on the field, got you talking and messing with folks in the stand. It's just a tough place to play. It is the toughest place for me to play in the SWAC, simply because they can get you off your game, and we have seen it, whether it's talking noise from in the stand or sending the thickest thing you can find in the stadium down there to have you distracted from the game. They find ways to get it done and get you off your rocker, and they were able to get it done. Fam, you 5 of 12 on third downs, 353 total yards in this game, 294 in the air, 59 on the ground. Both teams struggle running the ball, but for Bama State, 4 of 15 on third down conversions. They got 13 first downs in this game to Florida A&M's 22. 303 total yards in this ball game for Bama State. 289 passing, only 14 rushing. Should I say that again? They only ran for 14 yards. Right? 1 interception for Bama State, 2 fumbles for FAMU. Keyshawn Johnson, absolute dog. Between him and Herb Mulligan, if you want an all-SWAC selection team, let Herb Mulligan be your running back and Keyshawn Johnson your receiver. Damn it, I don't know who's going to stop you. 8 receptions, 112 yards. Stewart for Alabama State, 23 of 38, 289. 1 interception, 1 touchdown. But Jeremy Musa, just a modest day. He's a modest quarterback. You don't ask him. And I've noticed that with Willie Simmons. He just wants modest quarterbacks, right? 25 of 40, 294, 2 touchdowns. Just a modest day. We're not going to do too much. But once again, Keyshawn Johnson, man, might as well line that joke up at Wildcat and just give him an opportunity.
Bro, it's literally the funny thing about this, and people, once again, I said this, and you can go back and clip me. When the SWAC awards came out, I said, I don't know. These receivers are not better than Keyshawn Johnson. I said that. I said, I don't understand how Keyshawn Johnson is at least not on the second team. And this is literally the mirror image of FAMU last year, where it was Xavier Smith or bust. Alabama State is in the same boat now. It's either Keyshawn Johnson or bust. And the way, listen, you got to give Damian Stewart the way he was slinging that joker to Keyshawn Johnson in every possible way. Back shoulder, slant, bubble route, it hits. It don't matter. Fade, it don't matter. Just get the ball in his area, and he's going to do something special. I mean, them DBs at FAMU didn't have them DBs from Kendall or them Bama's. They couldn't do nothing with that kid. Nothing with him. He's that serious.
I don't even know. I mean, at this point, it's a legit have to ask. With Keyshawn Johnson and these stats, man, I find it real hard to see him sticking around unless Bama State is just who he loves in his heart. I find it real hard with these stats, knowing he don't really have nobody in supporting cast and offense, to see him sticking around in Montgomery next year. That's just me personally, but I mean, he caught my attention from the first game when I went to Montgomery in week 1. He's still catching my attention here in week 4 going into week 5. The kid is an absolute baller, and he's literally the best thing they have on offense.
Yeah, he's the only weapon they have on offense. Let's just call it spade a spade. He's the only guy that they have at the offensive position. But let me say this on the FAMU side. Listen, you can say whatever you want. Okay, this is the thing. This is the thing for me. If you watch the game, you just don't know what you get. Musa reminds me of Quentin Williams from Howard. You just don't know what you're going to get. Like his good is good, but his bad is bad. And you're just like, he's just so up and down, even in the 294, right? You're just like, you're not doing it for me. And I've always said, I don't think Musa is that guy. He's just a guy. He's not the guy. But you know, they win. You can't, and it's all that matters. He comes out with the win. And I'll say this: he made some big time throws in the fourth quarter, but it just doesn't look right. When I don't know why I can't put my finger on it, it just doesn't look right. But go ahead.
I think because you want big plays from a quarterback. You want to see something solid When you talk about your quarterback in the position of being able to get the oohs and the ahs, as they say. But I think if you notice with Willie Simmons, outside of Ryan Stanley, who was there some years back, one of the best quarterbacks I've seen with my own two eyes in HBCU football, a white boy that can sling it, right? But then you start to see what he did with Rashawn McCray. So Rashawn McCray?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, like I used the word before, modest. I'm not asking you to be the ooh and ah guy. I'm just asking you to be modest. And I think with Jeremy Musa, he understands to be modest. And I have called, what have I called Willie Simmons? I call him the finesse guy. Florida A&M, I don't care how they get it done. It's never pretty, and sometimes it's ugly. But they get it done, and you can't help but respect it. This is year 3. They've only lost 2 SWAC games. That was to Jackson State.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
They have literally shown us the SWAC ain't shit. I mean, they didn't even have to run the ball. Come on, 54 total rushing yards. Last year, they were bad at running the ball.
Oh, geez.
They were horrible at running the ball, but they're just modest. FAMU has the second-ranked defense in the conference. They've only given up 8 touchdowns this year. I told you, Grambling has given up a lot. FAMU's only given up 8 touchdowns, 294 yards. They've only given up 70. They only average 72 yards a game giving up in 200.
That defense is truly the dark cloud. It is not. Isaiah, listen, let's give it up. Isaiah Major, that Bama is different. If you're talking about a DPOY right now, it's Isaiah Major to me. Lewis Matthews probably coming in 3rd. And let me see. And you could probably put Devontae Davis up there as a D tackle. But Isaiah Major has to be leading because, listen, it's like the MVP. I'm not going to give an MVP to a guy on a bad team. Like, like that don't make, you the stud on a bad team. I can't give it to you. I like to give it to studs on winning teams because you're affecting the win total. You know what I'm saying? So let me go to this. Somebody said, what's up with FAMU okay, let me say this. I didn't mind it until that touchdown got called back. When they scored. It got a holding call. It got called back. At that point in time, Willie needs to sit his ass down and take a knee. He be doing the most in the most. That's why I say Willie go Willie, right?
You can do that in the SWAC, though. He showed you, like, bro, let me just try shit. Like, let me just try. Why not?
Dog, that stuff kills me. That's why I say Willie go Willie. People use it all finagly and no. That is the definition of Willie go Willie because you're going to get somebody hurt doing stupid stuff like that, right? Because why? Players are mad, they're losing, you're still trying to run the score up. Like, no, once that play got called back, all right, guys, we good. All right, let's take a knee, let's get up out of here. That was bad. That was to me, I didn't like that after that. I didn't mind still trying to score. I did not mind that. But at that end, I just thought that was uncalled for because you're going to get somebody unnecessarily hurt and things like that. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But let me just say this. I'll say this. If I'm an Alabama State fan, you have to be asking the question to E-Rob. How does Demetrius Davis, how did he stay? Let me tell you what he said. Let me tell you what he said in the weekly press conference. He said, we're still looking to have a 2-quarterback system going into next week. If Demetrius Davis touches the field next week, that Bama needs to be fired. If Demetrius Davis steps 1 foot, if Damian better be hurt. It better be his helmet done came off or he better be hurt because there's no explanation of why Demetrius Davis has been playing for the last 3 weeks and Damian Stewart looked that damn good in the game. Ain't no reason.
And you know something? Willie Simmons ain't SWAC. He left the SWAC to go to the MEAC. They just so happened to bring him back. He didn't play in the SWAC. Where's all that energy at for Willie Simmons? I ain't trying to start nothing.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy.
Willie Simmons, a.k.a. the finesse guy. That's just who he is. Remember that as we go on through the year, and I say the finesse guy, y'all know who I'm talking about. That's Willie Simmons. That's the finesse guy.
Let me say this.
I've never seen anybody finesse a schedule year in and year out the way he's been able to do it. And there's nothing pretty about it, Scotty. Absolutely nothing pretty about it.
But it gets the job done.
Oh, my God.
Let me say this. This is my issue with Eddie Robb and that team. You listen, if this is the stuff about Alabama State. This is the stuff I hate about alums. They'll say stuff and you can see the game and they'll still tell you, oh, they'll give you some weird ass excuse about why something is going the way it's going. I'm like, that has nothing to do with nothing. I say your quarterback suck. No, they don't, Scotty. You know, the offense looked completely different with Damian Stewart. I didn't see 15 halfback keepers, direct snaps. I ain't see 15 direct snaps to the running back. I saw a quarterback out there dipping, dodging, and throwing that thing like a quarterback should. But it's just real funny to me.
Hold on. What he was doing?
Dipping and dodging and throwing that thing like a quarterback should. But if you go watch the Southern game, they got 15 direct snaps to the halfback. But they got an All-American quarterback. Somebody make that make sense to me. But I don't know what I'm talking about. That's kind of you a hater. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I'm clearly seeing your offensive coordinator is telling you through the play calling that this guy is a liability. So in 1 week, one bye week, he goes from throwing the ball 20 times to now throwing the ball 38 times. Tells me your quarterback is a liability. I'm just saying. But I don't know what I'm talking about though. But okay. But I'm telling you, Alabama State is not a team you want to see going forward if Damian Stewart gets more and more comfortable. But if you're playing Alabama State, your main job is to take Keyshawn Johnson away. They have to beat you with somebody else. Point blank, period. All right. Perry, we in the middle of it. We a quarter into this thing.
It's time.
It's time. You hit me up, said Scotty, I think it's time. I said it's time. Let's get it.
Man, I go on social media. I see everybody with an HBCU top whatever poll.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, who the hell are they? Right?
Yeah.
They're not on here breaking this down like us. They just putting some names and some teams and slapping up. This is my top 5. Man, we breaking this thing down each and every Monday. So I think somebody, if they're going to have a voice to say top 5 teams, why not Scotty and Perry?
Why not? Perry, you up first, my boy. Break down your top 5.
Damn, how you did this?
Shout out to my guy, HBCU Sports Wire. He did it. Your top 5 is on the left-hand side, and then you have the players.
Well, I'm going to start with number 5, and then I'll work my way up. And number 5 is going to be Norfolk State, right? Is that who I got right there? Is that Norfolk State? At the
bottom. Yeah, it's about.
Yeah. Norfolk State is a team that I have told you, if it wasn't for that loss against Virginia State, in which that debacle at the end of the game really cost them. But Norfolk State has shown some uptick, right? They have shown that they can play. And right now in this instant, they have shown that they can play. And right now, when you look in the MEAC, outside of North Carolina Central, and I know Morgan State has played some close games, but they have not won those games, right? Yeah. But for me, Norfolk State right now is knocking at the door as a serious contender in the MEAC, and being able to go get that victory out of conference against Towson this past weekend showed me that they can compete with anybody within the conference right now. And I cannot wait to see them play against the likes of the South Carolina States and the North Carolina Centrals. That's why Norfolk State for me is at number 5 right now, top 5 teams. At number 4, I'm going to go with Prairie View. This is a team that came in and started the season with a overtime come-from-behind victory, which was very impressive defensively by the way that they stifled Texas Southern's defense and then finding a way to get it done in overtime. Prairie View then goes on the road to Alcorn, right? Gets it done again. It's not pretty with them, but they find ways to get it done. And guess what? They're 2-0 in the SWAC West right now. I don't care how y'all feel like the teams that you looked at. Prairie View has shown it. And who I'm more impressed with, Scotty? Coach Bubba McDowell, a guy that I never thought I would have been in a situation to give kudos to, but he's just finding a way to keep his teams playing. And it's going to be a damn good game, I think, this weekend between them and Grambling at the State Fair Classic. I move on to Jackson State in that 3rd spot. Very impressive to start the season against South Carolina State in the MEAC SWAC Challenge. Then coming on the road to Baton Rouge, beating Southern. That tough loss to FAMU, but they showed you something in that game in the second half. Resiliency, and they show that they defense can play. Jackson State then struggles this past weekend with Bethune-Cookman, but nonetheless, they get the victory. For me, right now, they're the 3rd best HBCU team in the country, right? But right above them is the team FAMU, the finesse guy, Willie Simmons, a guy that can coach his butt off, and it ain't always pretty, but he's able to get it done. You watch what FAMU was able to do against South Florida, being able to play really tough against them. You watch how they dominated in the first half against Jackson State, and you continue to watch FAMU each and every year get better and better. And when those first 2 years joining the conference, only loss was to Jackson State. Now that they've gotten over the hump, you can't help but look at FAMU as they are the best team in the conference. And right now, I think they're the second best team in the nation when you talk about HBCUs. And I think at the number one spot, North Carolina Central. Just their body of work. They completely dismantled Mississippi Valley up in Indianapolis this past weekend in the Circle City Classic. You've seen what they've been able to do against North Carolina A&T, what they did against Winston-Salem. And guess what? They're the defending HBCU national champions winning the Celebration Bowl last year. For me, they are the team to beat. And for me, a game that I would really love to see right now in the Celebration Bowl is a North Carolina Central versus a FAMU. Man, I think that would be awesome for Black college football because there are two football programs that really can play some football in all aspects. That's three phases of the game. But number 5, Norfolk State, I just think at this point, if you watch Norfolk and you pay attention to them and you look at the scores, I think they'll turn your head. Prairie View, they just get it done. Whether it's beautiful, it's ugly, it does not matter. Jackson State just finding a way to stay above the water, but nonetheless, they're not drowning. And then FAMU and North Carolina Central playing some of the best football in the country right now when you talk about HBCU football.
And your bubble team is right underneath Davius Richards.
See my bubble team was Hampton, wasn't it?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
right.
Hampton is another team. Now, I like Hampton. We talked about Hampton a couple weeks ago. Hampton in that same area, they were not a bad team last year. They were on the cusp, right? Norfolk State getting the victory over Hampton. I called it. Norfolk State getting the victory over Towson. But at the same time, Hampton has been a tough team. Hampton beat Grambling, didn't it? Start the season off in New Jersey. And I think if you watch the season go on, Hampton is a team that can really play. Their quarterback was Zealous. Christopher Zealous.
Yeah.
You know, he can run the ball. He's a dual threat quarterback. If he can limit the turnovers, Hampton beating Howard by 1 point, 35-34. I think Hampton is like right there on the cusp. And for me, it's between Hampton and Norfolk that's right there. But because Norfolk was able to beat Hampton, and Hampton then beat Howard, and then Norfolk going to get the victory over Towson, Towson beating Morgan State. For me right now, I see Norfolk at that 5, but Hampton's knocking at the door on the bubble for me right now when I look at top 5 teams in the nation of HBCU football.
That's fair. Hey, not a bad top 5. Listen, I think we all have a little different view. And what was really hard was me to put Norfolk State as high as I did. Right?
I cannot believe what I'm seeing.
I had to, though, because
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. Can I just hear you say, behold? Say it. Just say it. The green and gold.
Listen, my bubble.
You don't want to say it?
My bubble team is Grambling. My bubble team is Grambling. I think they're right there defensively. Is what held me over from them. Because look, Grambling and PV they play this week, right? So it's just that simple for me. Grambling and Prairie View they play this week. It is what it is. You'll see what it's about, right? Prairie View at number 5. Very hard for me to put them there, but they're there, right? Because they beat Texas Southern. They beat Alcorn, which is kind of, they don't know what they really are, but they're still a formidable team.
And those are 2 road wins.
I didn't cut you off when you was talking. You should have said that on your top 5.
Yeah, it just sparked my interest. Excuse me.
Lord have mercy. You know what I'm saying? And Prairie View, they went out and got the wins. The Abilene Christian loss was a bad one. But, hey, you know what I'm saying? You know, SWAC people don't care about out-of-conference wins anyway. But I do. So that's why Norfolk State is as high as it is. Jackson State, listen, they still there until they can't be there no more. Until they lose, you know, to somebody outside of FAMU, they're going to be there. You know what I'm saying? A win's a win. It was ugly, but they came out and got it. I don't really count the South Carolina State one. Not, whatever. Texas State, they played well. They played tough. You know what I'm saying? Still got 77 put on them, but they played tough. Now, the top 3, this is where it gets a little shaky. I have to give credit to Norfolk State CAA wins. because none of these Bamas below them would have won. PV would have lost to a Towson. I'm just calling a spade a spade. You can say whatever you want. PV would have probably lost. Jackson would have probably lost, in my personal opinion. Right? I think Hampton probably beats one of those two teams. So you have to give credit to Norfolk's CAA wins. The D2 loss does hurt, but when you bounce back with 2 CAA wins, it looks like a fluke. It looks like what it looks like. It looks like a fluke. So you got to give Norfolk State credit for that. You know what I'm saying? You got to. No matter how you want to talk about it, we know MEAC don't play conference games until October, so you have to take the wins as they come. And 2 CAA wins when half the SWAC won't even play CAA schools. That just is what it is. You got to give credit for that. NCCU has to come down from the number 1 spot to me. It's because they haven't played nobody. You get blown out by UCLA, you beat Winston-Salem State, and you beat Valley. Whoop-de-doo. All right? Valley done lost to 2 D2 schools. Like, whoop-de-doo. Right? And listen, FAMU simply is number 1. The way they play South Florida, they beat Jackson, they beat Alabama State. Like, you know what I'm saying? They played West Florida hard, but they end up beating them too. So, you know, they are just a solid squad. They're top to bottom, they are a solid squad. And when FAMU fans reach out to me, all I say is this: you got to keep the train on the tracks. As long as you put the train on the tracks and you just ride this thing on out, you catch yourself in the Celebration Bowl. You will see your team in the Celebration Bowl, but you got to keep the train on the track. So that is my top 5. You can like it, you can hate it. It is what it is. But I think it makes a perfect matchup for Grambling and PV for that 5th spot because they play this week. So we'll see who the real deal is and what's going on for there. JSU might come down, you know, because I think they're on a bye week, if I'm not mistaken, this week. They're on a bye week. So, or maybe not. I don't know who they're playing, but whoop-de-doo. But we'll see going forward what that looks like. But that's my top 5. Let's get into it. Picks and predictions for week 5 started up. Do we need to talk about this game?
Where is it at?
Does it matter?
Where is it?
Not to me. Hell,
we haven't seen Valley at Inabita yet.
Let me see.
It's probably about that grass.
Probably it's that Valley. It's that Valley. It's that Valley. Yep.
I don't think it'll be an upset, but it's just something about that grass at Valley.
I don't believe it. I'm sorry. Listen, that Valley team is just bad. Okay? They're just bad. Like, they're just not good.
I'll tell you how bad Valley is. If you talk about a total offense, they rank 11th in total offense in the conference. You talk about in rush offense, Valley ranks 9th in the conference. And in pass offense, guess what? They're at the bottom, ranked 12th. Total defense, Valley is right there at 9th, giving up 448 yards a game at the rate that Willie Simmons and his offense likes to spread it around to everybody. I think they'll have a good day. Another modest day for Jeremy Musa. I just think it's a boring trip. Sometimes you can lose focus going to Itabena. We've seen it with multiple teams over the years. Last time FAMU went there, it was a lot closer than what the experts like us has said. But I still think FAMU gets it done. Going
well, I'll tell you honestly, the last time that FAMU played at Valley, I was there. So I want to be very clear. A lot of y'all Bama's talk about Scotty ain't swag. Half y'all Bama's ain't even been to Itabena. I've been there. Sat there. Me and Mr. Campbell watched that game from start to finish. Right? And that team was just a different mindset of it. Vincent Dancy just had a different mindset when he coached at Valley, and they were just a hard out. Valley was always a hard out. And Valley, UAPB is the new Valley for me. They're a hard out. It doesn't mean they're always supposed to win. You just know they're not going to quit, right? So Bishop Bonnet's stupid. He said I went crazy as usual. He was at that game playing against Valley. So
what was the grass like out there, Bishop? What the grass was like? Not good. Spray paint they grass.
And let me be very clear, Bishop. I don't care how crazy you went. If it wasn't for that unsportsmanlike conduct penalty that Valley got when you were putting the ball back to them late in the 4th quarter, that game would have been very different. So let's not act. So, it's just Valley doesn't seem like that team is just a hard out. You know, they don't seem like that hard out team like they used to be. They look like a team that you just beat on and you get your win and you go home. So yeah,
And I don't want FAMU to sleep on them because of that, right?
yeah.
It happens to every team that shows up in Independence. We saw North Carolina Central lose to them some years back for homecoming. We saw Prairie View lose to them. We saw Alabama A&M lose to them. We see them play Jackson. I know that was Vincent Dancy, but hey, don't sleep because that's the problem. That's what make Itabena so tough. We finna go whoop their ass. Nobody's gonna be at the game, and you kind of just think this is an easy dub, and then you get caught slacking. Now I don't think that's gonna happen with FAMU, but FAMU has to go in mentally prepared.
Yeah, and I just think that FAMU defense is just too it's just too nice. It's just too nice. It's just too nice. Like even if the offense struggles, the defense is gonna give you something. That's just how I feel about it. They'll get you back right to get your mind back into the game, or they'll hold you down for long enough to be like, all right, man, we bugging. All right, let's turn it up. So yeah, it's crazy. But watch out for the bird mosquitoes. They real. All right, next up. Listen, if you ain't never been there, you don't know. NCCU versus Campbell. I'm gonna take this one. I think this is the first challenge for NCCU. They got boat raced last year. Absolutely boat raced last year. Campbell did the NCCU. Campbell played Monmouth very well. They beat them. They played William and Mary tough. They've been challenged more than NCCU has at this point in time. I'm going with Campbell to beat NCCU. And I'm not saying it because I don't want people to say like, oh, Scotty picking the PW. No. NCCU for me just has not been tested in the realm of football. So I think this game is going to be a close game. I think Campbell pulls it out 28-24. I think it's going to be somewhere around there, 28-24, maybe 35-31. But I got Campbell pulling this out.
It just seemed like the matchup was bad last year when these two teams played. You know, it was just, I don't know. North Carolina Central goes on the road and beat the top 25 Rhode Island. And then you take on Campbell, who, of course, was right behind Jackson State in the FCS and top recruiting classes. And it was just a horrible matchup. And you get ran, like you said, boat, what did you say? Boat race? Whatever, you get your ass whooped, right? However you want to say. There's many ways you can say ass whoopings in the world in different languages. But in America, Jack, you got your ass whooped. And that's what happened. But then Campbell goes on the road at homecoming at Jackson, and you see something different. Yeah. I think for me, Trey Oliver, North Carolina Central, this is revenge. I think they're looking to get their lick back, as we say. And I'm going to go with North Carolina Central in this one. I think this is an opportunity to prove that maybe that was Flugazy last year. Maybe that was just a horrible matchup. Maybe they slept on them. But for Trey Oliver, with the type of personality that he has instilled and printed on this team, I think this is an opportunity to get back and say that was a fluke last year. We really are a pretty good football team.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're going to show you they're good. I don't think they're going to get boat raced, but I do think they're going to lose. So you got NCCU?
Yeah, I'm going with NCCU this week.
All right, and I'm going with Campbell. All right, next up. Man, when I tell you I love this game, I love this game. But I do not love it anymore because I just got word that one of their best players for Tuskegee he's out for this game. And I was legitimately going to pick Tuskegee for the upset. Legitimately. If that kid was playing, I would have picked Tuskegee. He's not playing. So it's no way possible. And it's no way possible that I can pick Tuskegee because defensively, they're not that good, right? Defensively, that's their weak link. And they've given up so many yards on the ground, playing against Central State, playing against Lane. A&M is a run-first team. No matter how many yards that Quincy threw for, they're a run-first team with Eaglin and Morrow. I think that A&M comes out with it. I don't think it's a bad game. I say maybe 21-31 A&M. But if that kid was playing who was hurt, I would have picked Tuskegee for the upset. But I'm going to go with Alabama A&M on this one.
This was tough because Tuskegee is always a tough out against any SWAC team. They're coming in this game undefeated. They have not lost the game so far, but I went back and looked at the teams that they played. I think Morehouse, Kentucky State. I wasn't really impressed of how they built the resume to this point. I think Lane was one. It took them double overtime to beat Lane, but I saw what A&M was able to do convincing fashion by beating Lane. I'm still not sold on Connell Maynard. But your boy Quincy Casey, we was talking on the phone. You said he passed for 300 yards. I said, what? Stopped me in my tracks. I thought we was finna get off the phone. It made the conversation last another 20 minutes because I could not believe it. But when I look at this ball game, I want to roll Division I. For some reason, our HBCUs struggle against Division II HBCUs. But I want to roll with Alabama A&M in this game. Alabama A&M in total offense is 5th in the conference, 342 total yards a game. A&M is 4th in the conference in total defense, giving up an average of 361. To me, that's upper echelon. You're in the top 5. You should be able to soundly handle a Tuskegee. And if not, then I got to look back at Connell Manor next week with all the barking and the woofing and say, man, you back on the hot seat. But this is an opportunity for Connell Manor to cool that seat a little bit by beating an in-state rival like Tuskegee at home.
Yeah, I heard Division II. This was the battle right here, but when they were both in D2, that this was an ongoing battle back in the day. So there a lot of A&M fans are glad to see this back on the heel, this matchup in game, and I'll probably see them in foreseeable future keep scheduling this game. But I'm telling you right now, if Antonio Meeks was playing in this game, I would have gone with Tuskegee because Alabama A&M's DBs are absolutely ass. Like, he is just that damn good. He's Keyshawn Johnson to give a comparison, he's Keyshawn Johnson for Tuskegee. That's how good that kid is. So, and not at a D2 level. I'm talking about group of 5. Like, he's supposed to be at D1. That's how nasty that kid is, but he's not playing. So, you know what I'm saying? I got my little inside source. You know what I'm saying? Players reach out,
And Tuskegee gonna go up there and show them folks how to tailgate is what they gonna do. That's what Tuskegee gonna do.
Start sharing food.
Yeah, they gonna go up there and have a great time, man. Tuskegee know how to have a good time. A&M, they sit there all proper with their glasses and their shirt buttoned up all the way to the neck, to the Adam's apple. It's just a little bit different. How many people you think can show up at this game?
I think it's gonna be packed. Listen, A&M fans only show up for homecoming. Let's be honest. A homecoming and Mac City Classic. So I think this is gonna be absolutely packed. This game, because they were talking about this game when it came out in the middle of the offseason. That's how big this jank is going to be. You know what I'm saying? So I think this game is going to be absolutely crazy. Absolutely.
Love it.
So, yep.
Black college right there. I love black college football when it creates an atmosphere with two programs that have a storied history with each other, in-state rivals. This right here is what you ask for when you want to show up and ask about black college football. You go to a game like Tuskegee and Alabama A&M and check it out.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be absolutely crazy, man. This game right here, Perry, you can pop it up, but I'll tell you one thing though. I had to look over this game a few times. I was like, but go ahead.
Yeah, me too, man. Because this is the battle of I don't know, right? You literally don't know. This is literally the battle of I don't know. You look at Alabama State in terms of total offense, 298 yards on the season. They've only been able to score 4 touchdowns on the season. You look at Alcorn, they're not any better. Bama State is 8th. Alcorn is 7th. 7 touchdowns, averaging 299 yards. They're literally, to me, almost a mirror image of each other. Alcorn in terms of the rushing game, 5 touchdowns on the season, 156 yards a game. Bama State, no touchdown rushing on the season, Scotty. Considering all the direct snaps and everything,
Wow.
They have yet to get the ball in the end zone, running the ball. They only averaging 72 yards a game. So if you're talking about having to put the ball in the air, Bama State averaging 226 yards a game passing the ball, 4 interceptions. They almost lead the conference right there with Southern with the most interceptions. But Alcorn, not much better. Alcorn ranked 11th in the conference in pass offense, only 143 yards per game. I really don't know. You got one team that's struggling to pass the ball. You got another team struggling to run the ball. I think it's going to simply come down to defense, and that's why I say the best for last. Alcorn's defense, 5th in the conference, 368 yards a game. They're giving up 156 on the ground, 211 in the air. You know where Bama State is?
3rd.
2 spots above them, 3rd, 298 yards a game, giving up 90 yards rushing, 222 in the air. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I'm going to roll with Alcorn in this one.
Where is it at? It's at Alabama State.
I think I picked Alcorn in this. I'm
Yeah,
just
you did.
talking set. I did.
Yeah, you pick Alcorn.
Yeah, I think Fred McNair, man. You got come on, Fred. Come on, Fred.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I gotta go Bama State on this one, and it's not because listen, Alcorn's DBs are bad. And okay, this is my thing. I'm thinking in the Prairie View. I'm thinking back watching it. I'm thinking back the game in my head, and I'm watching Prairie View down the stretch, run the ball right down Alcorn State's throat. Literally run it down their throat with Ahmed and Antonio, Antoine. How you pronounce the name? Ahmed, whatever. But the DBs for Alcorn are not good. And I think Keyshawn Johnson and Damian Stewart are just that much better than Alcorn's DBs.
This is really a tough one. My God.
Yeah. Listen, he's right. PV's wide receiver, they were open all game. They were dropping the ball left. Listen, if you ever get a chance, go to Swag Football Live and watch that PV verse. That score should have been way worse because they were wide open. And Alabama, and I agree, Alabama State's defense is like that, and Alcorn wants to be a run-first team. I got to go with Bama State on this one, and it really bothers me. I like seeing Bama State lose. But I got to go with Bama State on this one. I think as long as Damian Stewart is the starting quarterback and Keyshawn Johnson, they can make that work. I think they're enough to get them over the hump in this game. So I'm going to go Bama State on this one. Yeah, I'm going to go Bama State.
Rocking Fred McNair, baby.
Yeah. All right, let's get it. The battle of the primary and secondaries. Let's go. What you got, P?
Well, this one is near and dear to my heart. I've attended both schools. And so, you talk about who is SWAC. This right here made me who I am when you talk about the SWAC, UAPB, and Southern. I've seen UAPB go to SWAC championships, attended them myself, done the same with Southern. I like Alonzo Hampton. You can't help but listen to a guy and motivate you, right? His speeches just make you just say, you know what, maybe I can play for the Golden Lions, in which a lot of people was like, downing them and saying UAPB ain't it. What I've seen out of UAPB thus far this year is a team that has played so much more competitive than what I've seen in the past under Doc Gamble. And I think you're starting to see them trying to trend in the right direction under Alonzo Hampton. But on the other side, with Southern and Coach Eric Dooley, seems to be going the opposite way for a guy that seems to be experienced in the conference. He's coached at UAPB. He was the offensive coordinator at UAPB when they won the SWAC championship in 2012 against Jackson State. Southern struggling so far this season in 2023, going 1-2, losing their first two games to an embarrassing loss on the road to Alabama State, another embarrassing loss at home to Jackson, but finding a way to get it done against Alabama A&M last week. UAPB has made it tough for Tennessee State. They made it tough on the road last week against Alabama A&M. And UAPB right now, I'm not really sure what I can get out of them. You like Jalen Macon and what he can do at the quarterback position. UAPB still middle of the pack running the ball. What really hurts me in this game, Scott, I'm gonna tell you, is Southern's inability to run the ball. Southern is 12th.
Ooh, Jesus.
In the conference in running the ball, only averaging 61 yards a game. I never thought I'd see the day when I say Southern is at the bottom of the SWAC in terms of running the ball, right? That just make a tough day. But you know what I think will save Southern in this game, no matter what the offensive struggles? Southern's defense, number one in the conference, 294 yards they're giving up a game, 96 on the ground, 197 in the air. I think if there's going to be a saving grace, it's going to be Southern's ability to put pressure on Jalen Macon and whoever's the quarterback and being able to stifle the run game of UAPB. I think that's what's going to be Southern's saving grace in this game. It's going to be defense. This is going to be ugly, but I think Southern gets it done. I'm rocking with the Jaguars.
Give me a score.
Shit. Have not been correct every time. Southern scored 10, 14.
Oh, you said they slowly keep chirping up.
I'm gonna give you 24-14.
24-14.
Yeah. Southern 24-14.
I really want to see Southern lose. And I really would like to pick UAPB, but this isn't a game I'm gonna give you. Like I can't. I don't feel as confident picking UAPB for the upset to give you this pick. So you know, I got to get my picks back. But so I'm gonna go with Southern. I think. What are you ranked offensively?
In terms of what overall,
Passing.
Southern is ranked second in the conference passing, 237 yards a game, 4 interceptions, 711 total yards of passing. But the bottom of the barrel running, 12th in the conference in rushing.
Because I like UAPB's DBs. I really do. I think they're going to give you trouble. I think the UAPB's DB is going to give you trouble. If this is a game that you probably get your running game back on track, I think this is the game you should, because I don't think this is a game. And I know what you're saying about Quincy Casey's 300 yards in the air. I know. I think a lot of that was schemed open, and I don't believe Dooley's that good at scheming. So
he better be coming off a bye week. He could have
don't-
been at home analyzing the hell out that in them UAPB game.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to Southern, but I would not be surprised if UAB comes out with the victory in this game by 7. By 7. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm gonna pick Southern though. I wouldn't be surprised.
Interesting. For everybody that's listening, Southern's band going to Pine Bluff, right? I made sure I begged and asked, man. Southern's band haven't been there since 2007. So
Wow.
it's been a long time, 2007. So it should be a treat for all the people in Pine Bluff and the surrounding areas, the band heads, as they say, to see Southern's band over there in Golden Line Stadium. It's 2023. They ain't been there since 2007. How old was you in 2007? You was a young man, weren't you?
I just graduated high school.
Yeah, me too. I was a young man as well. So, that'd be interesting. So and the band is an added factor, but it means nothing. We're talking football, but I just wanted to throw that in there. So Southern's band is and will be at Pine Bluff for this game. So this will be another one of those SWAC environments that you're looking for. And I like Pine Bluff Stadium too. It's a real nice stadium.
Yeah, I want to see that. I'll go there before I go to PV. All right, Yo versus Morgan, what you got? Heart attack versus Yale, what you got?
Bruh, Yale is yet to win a game, right? Then I look at Morgan State and how close they played with everybody, right? Towson, Akron. I'm gonna go Ivy League. I'm gonna say Yale. I like Morgan State, and I really want to go with Morgan State, but they have yet to show me that they can truly just finish these games. I think this is another one along the route that they're right there. You can see them on the cusp, but I just think the smart folks get it done.
Yeah, I agree with you. Listen. I've played against Yale at my time in my Division II. They've always had some good guys. I think it's gonna be a very low scoring game. I say like 17-14 Yale, something around those lines, 21-14 Yale. But yeah, I got Yale on this one as well.
And I
want to pick Morgan State. I really do want to pick. But I'm like, man, listen, this could be the one. You know what I'm saying? This could be the one. I really want to pick them, but Heart Attack State, bro. I can't do it, man. Because they'll have you like flipping back and forth between your game. Like, oh shoot. You see what Morgan just did? You're like, man, I'm not about to get caught up in that.
And I can't remember, where is this? Is this on the road for Morgan, or is this at home for Morgan?
I think this is home for Morgan. But I wouldn't be surprised if if Morgan had to go to Connecticut. Let me see, Yale versus. It's at Yale.
Yeah, I'll roll with Yale at home. I think they get that first victory of the season. I think Morgan State, once again, you watch them constantly build. It's hard to see them lose these games because they've been so close. But for me, I just think this is another one of those close but not so lucky games for them, and Yale get it done.
All right. Here we go. Hampton versus Richmond. What you got?
I think I went Richmond with this one, if I'm not mistaken. Did I do Richmond?
Yeah, we both went Richmond on this one. So
yeah, I think Hampton. Look, this is another one of those games where I think Hampton legit has an opportunity to win. Christopher Zealous, though, it's gonna matter with what he's able to do with the ball. He not be a turnover machine in this game. He can pass it, but he'll give you interceptions. He can run it, but he'll give you a fumble. It's going to matter what he does in the turnover realm. I think Hampton overall is a really damn good FCS football team, and they will compete really damn good in the CAA because we saw that last year when you look at overall scores and the competition in which they played. They've showed so far that they can play with pretty much everybody that's been on the schedule, right?
Yeah.
Wins over Howard, wins over Grambling, losing to Norfolk State. But knowing the fact that Morgan State beat Richmond, though, is what scares me. That's the one really have me scratching my head. But I'm gonna roll with Richmond. Something telling me Hampton might be able to get this done, but I'm gonna roll with Richmond. I think Richmond has to get this done as a program to solidify themselves as the toast of the conference.
Listen.
It's tough, man. It's getting tough as these weeks go, bro.
I swear it does. I swear to God it does. I love Burks. I love everything about Hampton. But you're right. As good as Zealous can be, is just as much of a turnover prone. You know what I'm saying? So, but they have such a great running game.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go with Richmond on this one.
I don't know if this is gonna come back and bite both us in the ass. And I think this might be the one we circle. They bite me in the ass. This one might be that one.
You know, where Burks just goes off with like 200 yards rushing. Zealous got 150 yards rushing, 100 yards passing, just something crazy like that. You know what I'm saying? But they got the potential to do that. Yeah. And that's the thing. You're like, but you can always count on Zealous doing a turnover at the wrong time, and that's what it is.
And against teams like this, when we start talking about Richmond and Yale, they let you beat yourself. That's what they'll do. They'll sit back and let you beat yourself and take advantage of it. And that might be what happened here. Hampton beats themselves and Richmond gets the opportunity.
Rich what? Richmond. Rich what? Where I'm from. What I love. Oh, man. Man, listen. This game was this close to being the game of the week. This close, and I know you're like, Scotty, like, why would? Because if A&T don't win this game, they probably go winless on the season. That is how bad it is about to be for North Carolina A&T. This is probably the one shot of getting the win. This your moment, better own it, like that Eminem song. You know what I'm saying? You only got one shot. Do not let your chance to blow.
Hey, this was different about 4 weeks ago when we was going through the schedule, and I'm talking dark horse, and everybody looking at me, Perry, you out your damn mind, right? And who did I pick? I went with Norfolk. With this one, I can't believe the people even – are the people agreeing with me? Do they think Norfolk is going to get this? Let's go. How many Norfolks? Let's keep doing it. Just keep going.
That's
what I'm talking about. I got y'all believing. I got y'all believing.
Hey,
y'all just stick with me.
Let me read this. Somebody texted me on my text number. Shout out to John Street. He said, hello, new fans. Started watching 3 weeks ago. Norfolk State alum. Love the show. Behold, that's you put with all exclamation. Shout out to John Street, man.
There's no explaining. That's my guy right there. That's Dawson Odoms. That's my boy. I'm going Norfolk State. A&T can't throw the ball.
No, they can't
have no offense.
No, they can't do nothing.
I don't know. You know, ever since you showed this man in the cookout, you say he can cook ribs and brisket. What you say? You say he can smoke a good brisket. Ever since he did that, you've done him wrong. You did it. You cursed the man, right?
He had no cookout shorts on.
Ain't happening.
With the Grill Masters on. Hey, listen.
But I'm glad people are starting to listen to me now, right? I don't sound so crazy like 4 weeks ago.
I think North Carolina T is just that bad. If I'm being honest. Yeah, they're just that bad. And listen, you're asking for Norfolk State to run the ball on you when you got a 3-4. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. You got a 3-4 and you don't have a nose tackle. Dog, Dawson about to go for another 300 on the ground.
Don't you tempt Dawson Odom to run the damn ball. Don't you tempt him. He'll run it down your damn throat.
Don't even and maybe throw it 5 times. Maybe throw it 5 times. You know what I'm saying? So, and then Norfolk State offensively, A&T offensively is just bad. They're just bad. They have a great running back. I think his name is Christian Kenji, something like that. Great running back. I think he's awesome. Wouldn't be surprised if he don't stay there long. But other than that, man, there's not a silver lining in any of this. I would be more surprised if Norfolk State lost this game than if North Carolina A&T won it. I'm gonna be just 100%. So I gotta go with Norfolk State. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I gotta go with Norfolk State on this.
Because boy, I'm talking about, man, I've been catching the mother sucking. Listen, the heat I've been getting the past couple weeks, everybody said I don't know who I'm talking about. And now look at you, brother. Welcome. Say it with me. Behold.
I already said it once. I'm good.
Did you say it?
Yeah, I said it when the guy. I told you the guy.
You didn't say the green and gold.
Oh no, he just said behold. So I just copied his behold. He's an alum. He's an alum and only said behold. So why I gotta do his green and gold if he said behold?
I don't know. I just heard Dawson Odom say it one time. So I said shit, I say it too.
Yeah,
I'm going Norfolk. Don't let me down, coach.
Yeah. He been doing you right. He been doing you right. You know, that Smash guy too. So you know he an Odom's fan too. So he ride with his boy too. All right. UT Martin, Tennessee State. Listen, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. UT Martin, and it's not even close. What you got, P?
UT Martin. I know people. I saw somebody say that we wasn't showing Tennessee State any love in our top 5. Right? They get victory over Gardner-Webb. UAPB going on the road, losing to Notre Dame. But UAPB and Gardner-Webb, for me, just don't get it done.
Listen. I just need a little bit more from Tennessee State. I just need a little bit more. Like, to me, you're not.
Oh, and Scotty, guess what? It sets up a great matchup next week. Norfolk State goes to Tennessee State for Tennessee State's homecoming.
Now, that is a game.
That's a game.
That's a game. That's a game.
And I wouldn't be victory. And Norfolk beat North Carolina A&T. I think we got a game of the week next week.
Well, I'll tell you this: that UT Martin ain't losing to Tennessee State, but it ain't, that ain't happening. But Tennessee State, Norfolk State, regardless, I don't give a damn if Norfolk State comes off a loss. That is a big matchup that I am. Because listen, if Tennessee State ain't gonna do nothing, they gonna hit you. They gonna come to play. They gonna have their chin strapped tight. And they're gonna have their mouthpiece in, and they're gonna be ready to hit you. So I think the physicality of that game is just going to be through the roof, man. I'm excited. And both bands will be there too.
It's homecoming. The atmosphere should be electric in Nashville. I like that matchup. That's the one to circle right now.
I'm gonna have to shoot up to Nashville, man.
And I watched a lot of black college football. I don't think I've ever heard of Norfolk and Tennessee State playing. Like as I'm trying to think back, I just can't recall that matchup.
He said Tennessee State lost Jalen Bell to injury. That's that D tackle that came from Valley. That's a huge loss on that front line. Oh man, yeah, that's a huge replacement right there. But Draylen Ellis, he got to come to play, man. Draylen Ellis got to come to play, depending on who they go with at quarterback. But dang, that's a huge loss. That's a huge loss. But Tennessee State ain't winning this one, though. But, maybe next week. All right. Game of the week. You should already know what it is. I'm wearing 1/2 of the matchup. Come on, man. You see that skyline. You see what it is. Grambling, Prairie View.
Y'all love, every time I get on Rough and the Swag or something, everybody calling them Prairie View. Come on, man. Don't be doing me like that. Prairie View. Come on.
All right, P. Prairie View. Grambling. What you got?
Grambling, number 1 offense in the conference right now, averaging 397 yards a game, 17 touchdowns. Prairie View 4th in the conference, 364 yards a game, 9 touchdowns. You look at rush offense, Grambling right now leading the conference, 179 yards a game, 9 touchdowns. Guess who's right behind them? Prairie View. So there's some similarities when you look at these teams when you talk about offense. Prairie View averaging 175 yards, 6 touchdowns a game. Then you talk about passing offense. Grambling 5th in the conference right now, 218 yards a game. Then Prairie View right there at 7. There's a lot of mirror images of this team. Prairie View 189 yards a game. But defensively, Grambling 8th in the conference, Prairie View 11th in the conference. This is gonna be an offensive explosion.
Wow, I was not expecting them to be 11th. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Prairie View,
Yeah, I was not expecting them to be 11. I thought they were gonna be like 6 or 7, but 11.
Giving up an average of 457 yards a game, 138 on the ground, 319 in the air. I think this game may see 40 plus points between these two teams. This is gonna be what I call an old school Texas shootout. And I'm gonna go with Prairie View. Prairie View has shown resilience on the road twice against Alcorn, on the road against Texas Southern. And guess what? When that backs up against the wall, they, for some reason, have found a way to get it done. And for me, that's resilience. For Grambling, I know you had to go way to New Jersey to take on Hampton. I'm not impressed with the Florida Memorial because you gave up a lot of points to Florida Memorial. And I'm really not too impressed with the Texas Southern win, but nonetheless, a victory is a victory. But for me, because Prairie View is in my top 5 right now, I think Prairie View is the better team, and I'm going to go Prairie View in a shootout over Grambling.
Listen, this one was real hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I look at both of these teams, I just kind of see the same, but I start breaking it down by position. Quarterback, who's better? I think Miles is better. Running back, who's better? I think Chance and Floyd is better. Wide receivers, I think Grambling got you beat on there. And I saw how bad Alcorn's wide receivers were doing Prairie View's defense. But I will say this. Prairie View's front 4 is not shabby. Their front 4 is not shabby. I don't think it's as good as what they want it to be or what it has been previously, but it's not shabby. It's better than Grambling's front 4, I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Linebackers, I give it to Grambling. Secondary is a push. They both suck. It's just that simple. They both suck.
Are you preaching tonight?
yeah, they both suck. They absolutely suck. But listen. Everything in me is telling me that I gotta go with this. I said what? I thought you knew we talk about. And you gonna hear that all night long. Do you hear me? Prairie View, get ready, because you gonna hear it all night long. Run it back. Hey. I thought you knew. Let's talk about. That is the best chant in all of college football. I don't give a damn what nobody says. I'm going with Grambling, 38-35. Grambling pulls it out in a close one, in a straight shootout. Yeah, I got Grambling. I think this is their year. Their offense is ready. Miles Crawley is ready. Listen, their running backs are just too damn good. I'm sorry. Their running backs are just too damn good. But
ask the people in the chat, how many have Prairie View won consecutively now against Grambling?
6.
I'm just curious to know.
6.
But
6. 5, I think, and it going for 6. 5, they're going for 6. But that ain't got nothing to do with Hugh.
I'm just asking. Well, Hugh was part of that ass whooping last year. So.
And that team was bad. And if we're being honest, Grambling was close in that game. And to the end. So, and they had a bet, and that game wasn't even, man, they hadn't even got the talent ain't even the same. You get what I'm saying? So we'll see. But they said 5 straight going for 6. You know the thing that kills me? Prairie View got the most, they gotta be the most streak winning and gas like team, but they ain't won a SWAC championship. Like that's crazy to me. They got
actually put out something that Prairie View has the most consecutive seasons of above 500 in conference play than the NL team in the conference.
And don't got nothing to show for it. Don't got 12 fans, all these streaks they done got with all these different teams, and don't got not near trophy to show for it but a Commander's Cup. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. And we supposed to be picking PV for everything. Man, y'all better sit y'all ass down.
Texas Southern's ass.
Nathaniel. They got Nathaniel to show for it. Nathaniel. Okay. Call lines are open 518.
Ass.
Without Andrew. Well, Andrew was hurt.
I thought he played.
He was 50%. He was like 50%.
You couldn't even help. You were so ready to just give it without.
Yeah, I totally forgot. But he was like 50%. He was like 50%. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even, and still put up 300 yards on him, 50%. Crazy. All right, call lines are open 518-263-8124, 518-263-8124. I'm probably the two most excited games that I'm trying to see is definitely this State Fair Classic. I think it's going to be a doozy. And Alabama State and Alcorn. I'm really excited for those two games to see how they play out. And I'm trying to DVR as much as I can because my eyes are going to be everywhere.
You know, I'm not so excited about Bama State and Alcorn. I think that's just going to be a ugly, old swag football game. I don't think it's going to be nothing exciting about it. It's going to be the battle of who's going to make the most mistakes. The most exciting game, just simply because of offense, is clearly going to be Prairie View Grambling. Offense is nothing exciting when you're talking about Alcorn and Bama State right now. That's just going to be one of those, like, you're going to be sitting there like, what the hell are they doing? Like, I can see you right now.
Yeah. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I'm going to be just like that. But I do like those type of games because it's always that one play. Right? Yep. It's that who makes that one play, and that's when you be like, oh,
Keyshawn Johnson just catch a little outside and just dip on everybody.
You know what I'm saying? You be like, that's game. That's all you like, damn, that's game. You know what I'm saying? So it's those type of games I do like to watch, even though it's frustrating to watch. It's like you be at the edge of your seat, like who gonna make that one play? So that's why I do like games like that. But let's take a couple callers. JB, coming to you.
Gentlemen, how y'all doing this evening?
Good, man.
All right, so okay. First of all, with our game against Jackson last weekend, first of all, I'm not even that feeling that bad about it because that was our first FCS game of the year. So would I like this to look better on offense? Absolutely. But it's baby steps. I'm trying to be positive. I'm trying to be optimistic. Really can't. I mean, I don't like how he looked. But at the same time, though, fourth game in, I'm trying to be positive, so I'm not going to kill him just yet. But I was going to talk about something y'all mentioned earlier in the show. You talked about the mess again about ain't black men root for Deion, that kind of foolishness. Let me address something like that right quick. There's a gentleman by the name of, and I'm this gentleman is named Charles Huff, current head coach at Marshall University. This gentleman has won games against P5 schools the last 3 years. He is also the only coach in FBS who not only graduated but played for an HBCU, and that is Hampton. I hardly hear anyone in the HBCU space talking about this gentleman. Now, something else with that same thing and whatnot, people talk about, okay, well, people should support stuff like that, and you aren't really black if you're not, quote unquote, behind them. Let me tell y'all something. The people who say that foolishness, these are also the same people who want to talk about someone's blackness, but then get mad when black folks, quote unquote, don't stick together. We talk about what Marcus Freeman did or did not do at Notre Dame. Marcus Freeman is also the same person that gave TSU a solid by giving them $1 million for their money game, obviously. Now, when the coach in Colorado does that, give someone $1 million for their game, then we'll have that conversation. But I think that one thing we need to do is we need to stop talking about what quote unquote is or is not black, because you can't do that and then expect quote unquote black folks to stick together. So that's all I got with that, man. But definitely enjoying the show. Too much stuff we got to get to right now, but I know you probably got a lot of callers and whatnot, but I'll let y'all get off.
Hey, man, no problem, JB. Listen, I know the coach he's talking about. He's talking about the coach at Marshall, and listen, he's doing a hell of a job, man. Even Loxley, black head coach, Syracuse guys undefeated. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of black coaches that aren't getting the shine, but at the same time, they don't draw the cameras like Prime does. That's just the nature of the beast, man. Like, it's like if they were doing the wrong things, yeah, then the camera's gonna be all up in there. Black men shouldn't be head coach, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, as long as you keep winning, you keep your job, so you continue to be a black head coach. I mean,
and they don't run their mouth. They kind of like get in a place. I hate to say get in a place, but they get in where they fit in where they just happy to be here.
Listen, and happy to be coaching at that level. 3454 coming to you.
Scotty, this is Mr. Sergeant Triple striking you from Sanford, Florida, brother.
What's up, Mr. Sergeant? Talk to me.
Well, I got a little sore throat. Took my COVID test. I'm negative, but I just got a little sore throat, so I'm not bringing the kind of energy I normally would. But I'm going to try this. Brother Perry, how are you?
What's going on? Good evening.
I'm good evening, sir. What I'd like to do is for you to get a orange and green FAMU bandana and put it on your forehead in the next 2 weeks, because Southern's about to get rolled on by FAMU. Can you do that for me, brother?
Man, what's the next week, man? Slow your roll, man. Just slow down. Your time is coming. I know we ain't said much about FAMU today, right? Besides that day, it's just a mistake. Just wait till next week. It's coming, bro. It's just chill. I know it feels good to finally win.
I'll catch you next. I'll catch you next week. I'll do what you say.
Yeah.
Scott, I got one comment to say. 2 comments. One comment is about the game we just played with Alabama State. I thought the slap boxing match between the Alabama State player and the security guard was a little more interesting. All right. And the second thing is, when I heard this nonsense about you ain't black if you are not supporting Dion, in the past 4 years, I've been told I ain't black if I don't vote for Joe Biden. So that brings me to this question. Who is black?
Who is
Woo!
baby?
All right.
Appreciate you.
I'll leave it at that, brother.
Right.
Take care.
Hey, that's a great. Who is black, baby? If I ain't black, who is black? If I ain't black, baby.
You know they say all skin folks ain't kin folks.
That's what they say. That's what they say. But it's usually in the thing that kills me. It's always in the sense of what that person deem as black, right? Like for me, I don't eat watermelon, right? Am I not black? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really do fried chicken like that. Am I not black?
I don't eat strawberries. Do that make me not black?
I mean, that's not really a black thing.
I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just coming up with some shit. I don't eat strawberries, right?
You know, right. It's always like the real question is like, what is black? Like that, like, you know, when you think of like the answer of if somebody asks you to describe being black, what would that be to you? Like that's a damn good question, because I wouldn't even know where to start, if I'm being honest. I'd be like, damn, I just live it. I don't know what to tell you. I just live it every day. I just wake up and I'm black.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is the propaganda of the idea of the way that we have had it interpreted to the world to try to help them understand it. Because a lot of it is bad propaganda. A lot of what you see, what we think black culture is, not really black folks. Right? Like, do you necessarily got to lock your door every time somebody black walk by you? Like, is that something that you just sense because you saw it or you hear the music? Like, all black folks don't listen to rap. I grew up in a blues household. It wasn't rap, it was blues.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just so much. That's a conversation for another day. If we getting into it tonight, I mean, I'll go there with you. But when it comes to black, I think a lot of times we have been trained to think what black is instead of to actually live it. Because if you live outside right now, if I said I'm black and I said I'm going bird watching tomorrow, I'm lame. Why? What you bird watching? Because you're going to say that ain't nothing black folks do.
Oh, I was there.
Right.
When I tell you that crossed my mind, I was like,
because I saw how you looked at me. This is bird watching. Fucking bird watching. Who does that, right? How many black folks own a pair of binoculars, right? If I told you, right? But why do we think that? Because we're not accustomed to seeing that in our culture. And unfortunately, it's almost like television, right? I say it all the time about cable TV. When I see black shows, why do they have to be so filled with the drama and the fighting to make it seem like we just these aggressive people? But I see the same concept with the white folks. It looks like they just all about the trips and fun and having a good time.
Good experiences, yeah.
Yeah, everything about us has to be drama filled, and I see that in the shows. But it is the propaganda, it is the way it is construed. So when you're watching it and the young people are watching it, they're being trained to think that's who you're supposed to be because that's who you are. And unfortunately, they start to believe it. And because they believe it, that's who they ultimately become. They call it subliminal messages in the music.
You said you the neighborhood snitch.
Huh? If you black and got right. I'm a neighborhood snitch. My grandma used to buy me binoculars. That used to be I'm a neighborhood snitch then. I mean, but see, that's another thing. Blacks, we act like to tell is something bad. That's another thing about black culture. If you see something, don't say something, right?
Oh, yeah.
Snitching ain't bad unless it's your partner or somebody that you went and did dirt with. But if you saw something happen down the street, hell yeah, I'm calling the police. For what? Why won't I? How you think I want my neighborhood to get better? And if I let you steal next time, hell, you gonna steal from me. If I don't know you, hell yeah, that was him. But see, black culture would then come back on me and say, well, that ain't black. You been around what? No. Why is that a mindset and a mentality that we have that's killing our communities often because we feel like you don't saying something is something wrong. Not saying nothing is what's wrong. That's what's going to hurt the community. That's what's going to hurt you. Now, if you're going to go rob a bank, me and you rob a bank and then I snitch on you, then that's snitching.
That's snitching.
If I don't know you and I see you down the street, kick the door into a neighbor house, and you and I'm calling the damn police, and when they pull up, they say, "Wait, look, he had on a damn Gremlin shirt
with tigers on the sleeve."
I don't give a damn. They can call it a rat, a snitch, man. That's just what it is, bro. I believe in making sure what's around me is good because that's what makes me comfortable. I ain't worried about making you comfortable. To hell with you. And I was raised that way. Don't give a damn about what nobody else thinks. If they gonna laugh and joke about your shoes, if they real friends, they'll tell you what the latest shoes so you can get, or they'll help you get some shoes. But if they gonna laugh and joke today, hell, the joke gonna change tomorrow. So if you gonna keep trying to keep up with the joke, you'll be forever chasing some bullshit, and it ain't gonna never be with nothing. So that's why I don't give a damn about that. I don't care about what people say, how things got to be, or the way they want it to be. Man, hell no.
For me, I think, and Reese, I see you. I'm gonna get to you, Reese. My thing with black is not really what you do. It's just like how we are, right? Like it's kind of hard to explain unless you're black, right? Because it's just certain things that black people do that just like that's a black people thing, like it's those moments for me, right? Like when certain songs come on and we dance and the vibe and having a good time and just like the energy of like black people in a room, how you can walk past a black person and head nod. It's just those things to me is what I love about being black. You know what I'm saying? Like if you come into a room and you don't know nobody, you can always kind of go to the black person, but hey, excuse me, man, like you know what's going on? Be like, man, I don't know nothing either, man. I don't know nothing either. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the stuff I love about being black. You know what I'm saying? It's not really if you eat this, if you've seen this, if you watch this. It's more or less like the rule book that everybody knows that nobody read. Like that's the thing about like how everybody black mom says, you got McDonald's money. Like that type of stuff to me is just culturally what I love about black people, that we all have come up from different backgrounds, but in some sort, we all have the same type of, most people have the same type of, they've heard the same type of thing, like, being around, not being in grown folk business and minding your business and all that type of stuff to me is what I just love about being black. Let me get to Reese and I'm gonna let you respond. What's up, Reese? Reese.
Yo.
What's up?
Scotty, Perry, what's up, man?
Good evening.
So, Scotty, I want to first say thank you. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I got a question for both of y'all, and I'm gonna jump off. What was your favorite HBCU game that you experienced in person? And I really would like to hear y'all response.
All right.
Peace.
Hey, no problem. Appreciate it, Reese. What was your favorite game that you experienced in person? Perry, you can go first because you got way more games than me. I'm gonna go last. I'm gonna go last.
Damn, because I've experienced a lot of games since the 90s. I would have to say the Bayou Classic. I always get the year mixed up. 99 or 2000. I think it was 99. I was down in New Orleans. It was my first Bayou Classic, and Southern and Grambling went back and forth. Grambling scored on like the last play of the game, and they needed a 2-point conversion in order to tie it up, I think. It was either to tie it or win it. And Southern intercepted the ball. I think it was Ed Reese Brown intercepted the ball and took it all the way back. And to be there and watch the way that dome erupted, like Grambling had just erupted because they scored on the last time expired. But then for Southern to then intercept it and return it, it was like within 15 to 20 seconds, it literally just erupted. The place was crazy. And when you talk about excitement, that game within itself made me a Southern fan. That's why I'm a Southern guy to this day. That game really changed my life in terms of my perception of HBCUs. It was the first time I've seen that many Black folks at a venue for a cause, and everybody was on the same page. 70,000 people in the Superdome for a football game. Mystical performed with Southern's band. You know, Mystical call me. Everybody want to call me. Everybody want to call me. That's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you got it.
Matter of fact, that was the band director at Southern, right? It was. I want him to show out at UAPB this weekend. That's all I'm saying. But no, that was the most. That game, man, it was just something. Listen to me. I tell that story all the time. It made me fall in love with Southern. It made the Bayou Classic my favorite event. And it was something about, we talk about culture and Black folks. It was just something magical to see us as people come together in the city of New Orleans. And the way that game ended, bruh, that was absolutely amazing. It still resonates with me to this day. That was the absolute best game I ever seen and ever been to.
Okay. I know I got one. I know it's supposed to be one, but I gotta give two. Just for context, because I ain't been around that long. So for me, had to be the Celebration Bowl with South Carolina State and Jackson State, because I was the only one that picked South Carolina State to win, and to be on the Jackson State side. What you talking about? Man, I will never, ever forget that. I'm talking smack. I'm the only one standing up. I'm just like, I'm over here like, I'm so glad. What? Come on, sing along. Like, I'm telling you, it was the best time of my life. And I thought I was going to die walking out of there.
If you was in Jackson, Mississippi, you would have. They would have found you buried in a pothole.
To be there on the Jackson State side, and so, man, it was the best feeling in the world, Craig, in the world. But the absolute best HBCU game was with the boombox when that zero quarter, and they were just like, we was at the field and we was like right in the middle of the bowl, and they was just like, no, that was crazy. I loved every minute of it, even though Southern got their ass whooped. But just that environment of just looking in the crowd and just seeing, at that time, probably 40,000 people, because it ain't been no more. But seeing 40,000 to
was that in the rain?
Yeah, that's the one that me and you was standing in the rain. That was crazy. And nothing like it.
Hey, when it started raining, all you saw everybody was like this, putting on ponchos.
It was ready, boy.
You just kept seeing this right here, putting them on.
It was.
I said, ain't nobody headed for the exits today.
Yeah. I absolutely love that game, man. The bands was just, they was just, you would have thought they were literally like right in front of each other, the way they was like, that Jake was crazy. It was crazy. Man was about to fight in the stands with the, man. It was wild, man, but it was such a great experience, man. Even though I got kicked off the field, got kicked out the game, I didn't care. It was great. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So, but yeah, those are my two favorite games. I can say. Yep. Yep. But all right, man. He said he a band head. Now, it's not a band head. I just the
Just a respect for the culture. I mean,
the atmosphere.
when you get in there and you experience that, and that's why I tell a lot of people, outside of a classic, just a true classic, that Southern Jackson game is like none other. Like, just from the fans, I mean, you can feel the energy. You can hear somebody say, fuck you, no, fuck you, and then he just get into it like, it is there. Like, it's no love, and you can feel it. It's like an electric feel in the air.
Yeah.
You know, and it is not a day for camaraderie, right? It's not a day to say, oh, you Alabama State, you ain't there. Hey, we'll come get some. They're not offering me nothing in Jackson, right? I'm talking about nothing. I can't even get a bottle of water. No. Like, it's just one of those. And man, it is an absolute treat. And I would tell anybody, if you want to experience true. Now, everybody got their own culture between, and I respect it. I promise you I do. But if you just want to see a downright just rivalry with nothing attached to it, just two teams that hate each other, it don't matter where they play. Hell, this game could be it'll be the Mississippi. Listen, it'll get downright ignorant, and it'll be the Mississippi that day. You got to attend a Southern and Jackson game just one time in your life. Just one time. You got to experience it.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was great, man. I'm telling you, and that you can't miss the zero quarter for that. Well, you gotta be in the stadium, because I'm telling you, them Bama's be ready, locked, and loaded. Be like, I'm ready to blow. I'm ready to even. They be foaming at the mouth, ready to blow them trumpets, boy. They back be curved. They be playing the guy, boy. They be they just out there.
That's black college football, baby. That's what I love. That's what create the atmosphere. That's what sell the tickets. That's what put the asses in the seats, man. You know.
Yeah, that's it, man. But hey, man, this has been a great show. A long show, but it's been a great show. Hey, man, listen, I'm gonna double check these picks that Perry talking about.
Don't worry about it. Well, as soon as we get off, I'm screenshotting and sending it to you. Everything that we've literally picked, and I got W's and L's from the first week 0 to now. I literally went back, Scotty, and listened to every show. I'm crazy, bro. I went back to every show and I listened and I wrote down every game, what you said and what I said. And I'm up, bro. You 16-17 this week.
Shout out to you, John Street. That's the this is the thank you for becoming a member, John Street. This is the Norfolk State alum. You know, he's on your bandwagon. You know,
hey, come on in. Welcome. You know, they listening to me. They finally like, damn, somebody to believe. If everybody listen to me a little bit longer, y'all will start to believe too.
Sound like Dion in his pastor speech. I believe, you believe, I believe. See, you didn't believe, my brother. You didn't believe.
The more you listen, the more you understand. You may not like how I say it, but damn it, listen to what I'm saying.
All right, we'll see how far that dark horse takes you.
I'll be in Pine Bluff this week, man. Pine Bluff. I'm going back home. I'm going back up to my neck of the woods. So hope to see everybody. I know the UAPB fans. I don't never really see too many of them in here, but I know they'll be around. I know the Southern fans. I hope. Listen, Dooley. All right. There's some coaches' asses on the hot seat right now. Clarence McKinney.
He done. He done.
Yeah. He was so humble today in that SWAC media call, coaches call. He was very humble. But Dooley, we got to get it done this weekend, right? Southern's band going up to Pine Bluff, like I said, first time since 2007. I want it to be a joyous occasion for all that's involved, you know, because it's two schools that I hold near and dear. My family, UAP, my mom already talking shit. Right? She already talking shit, right? You know, but
that's probably why she was calling you. You know, you're getting your ass whipped this week, you know.
No telling, she will. You know, my man Greg Summers, man, he's the president of the Rolling Lions RV Club up that way, man. They always show great hospitality. So I'm just looking. What I'm really big about to see will UAPB fans show up to support this team. You know, Alonzo Hampton has talked about this team need to support. I am impressed. I don't give a damn if they lose it or not. I really am impressed to see them at the level that they're playing so soon and so quick. And if he can build something, he's going to need the support. And so it's going to start this weekend, especially with a true home game against a SWAC opponent like Southern, which, you know, we're going to come talking our shit. We're gonna come drinking our drink, and we're gonna come eat all the food. So if you want to see a good swag game, come to Palm Bluff this weekend. If you're not going to Montgomery or who's the other game, Dallas. Yeah, Dallas. Come on to Palm Bluff.
Who's the other game? The State Fair Classic. Boy, you better sit down. You better stop that.
Well, I ain't really fooling with what you got going on.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, I know a lot of you Bama's don't even watch the show this far. If you are watching the show this far, make sure you put a behold for Perry in the chat, in the comment box. Go ahead and put a behold. Listen.
Damn, I need to call Odoms and send me a shirt. Don't worry about it. I'm getting a shirt. I'm calling Odoms. I'm getting me a shirt. Thank you for saying that. You made me think about that.
I'm glad. I'm happy for you. Now, listen. Before I go, I want to make 2 points. Shout out to my boy Smash. He stopped by the house. We chopped it up. He said, Scotty, Albany State is that school. He said, this is Smash's words. He said, Albany State is shitting on half of the SWAC in facilities and what they have. Right? I'm not answering the phone. Y'all should have called early in the show.
Can you do something for me? Can you just roll those beholds as they coming? Just roll them on there for me. Just roll them. Roll all them beholds. They showing me some love tonight, but just roll them. Give everybody some. Come on. There you just keep it going. Come on, keep going. Oh, just keep it going. Behold. Look at that. Boy, I got some Norfolk State fans in here tonight.
Anyway. So what I'm saying is shout out to Albany State. And I know and Quentin Gray, when I interviewed him at the SIAC media day, he was like, Scotty, if you ever come down, we'll roll out the red carpet. And after Smash told me how beautiful the campus is, yeah, I might have to go ahead and plan my day. So shout out to Albany State for what they doing down there in wherever they're at. Is it Albany, Georgia? I was assuming. Hopefully it's Albany, Georgia. I don't know. But that's what it is, man. Shout out to them. I want to give a shout out to them. So that's it. But listen, until next time. Hey, and listen, y'all Bama, stop calling in. Stop being black. Oh, yeah, we don't know what black is. That's being. We done been on this joke for 3 hours. I had the call lines open for 30 minutes. You gonna call a minute before I get off the show. That's being black. Club open at 10, close at 2. You walking in the door at 1:30. Nah, we not doing that. Not doing it. Call in early. Oh, it's Smash though. I gotta let Smash in. What's up, Smash?
Hello?
Yeah, what's up?
Yes, I'll get on here and stay on my chest. I've never been to Albany State before. You know what I'm saying? And my line brother, the new band director at Albany, so I went to the coach to the classes this weekend. He was giving me a tour around the school. Now, you know we always talk about facilities and shit. Bro, listen, I'm gonna just, like I told you at the house, 2 swimming pools. 2.
2 swimming
Not
pools.
1. 2 game gyms. We can stop right there. You know what I'm saying? Because some schools have 1 swimming pool. Try to settle we got swimming pool. 2. Old campus and new campus. Legit. And I feel like they don't brag enough. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, there's the University of Georgia system. But if y'all ever get a chance to go to Albany, bro, their campus is ridiculous. I'm talking about, all right, and if you're in comedy, they always got that one person in comedy who's not a believer. They have a rock climbing wall, my nigga. Rock climbing wall. Okay. I'm going. They should have just got out over the stand up and damn, Albany, a D2 school, all this shit, bro, is nice as hell, bro. Nice, and they not stuff with population. They over capacity too. So yeah, shout out to Albany State. If there are any Albany State alumni on this live, hey, y'all school shows a lot of hot stuff this weekend, and it's like that. And I know schools like ACAT, they probably compete with them, you know what I'm saying? But I give them top 5 out of all HBCUs because I've been in a lot of HBCUs before, and that facility is just amazing, bro. It is.
Shout out to you, Smash. Appreciate that, bro. Hey, listen, that's what I said. Out of his own mouth, he said that to me when he came to the house. So,
are they ready to come to the SWAC or something?
Let me take this call because this dude called in like 3 to 4 times. Let me just take this call. Hey, calling you live. See, I try to be nice. Bama's.
You didn't give him time. He ain't on there.
2777. You live. Exactly. I ain't doing it. And listen, what I don't understand is Mr. Gregory. Shout out to Mr. Gregory, Cara South. They be doing their thing down there, tailgating and all that type of stuff. And I don't know why they don't promote the show. Shoot, we got a Southern guy, right? Right here. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, so you know Southern Bama's gonna be watching. Go ahead, come on, Carousel. Come on, be an advertiser of be the official sponsors of Outspoken.
Matthew Valere, cut the check. I know who over Carousel. Yeah, come on, Matthew Valere, cut the check. See you now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We get more views than Jaguar Journal. Oh!
Are you trying to be slick? You may get the views, but you don't get the listeners. We on radio, bruh. Thousands of people, okay? You get see because you set yourself up for this. Don't do it and then don't like it. Your metrics is based off of the viewerships that click. Your metrics not based off of who's listening, right? The metrics is different when you're on radio in New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and all over South Louisiana. So yeah, don't base it off of YouTube because I know you're a YouTuber. I'm also in the world of radio as well. So, yeah.
Just saying.
Slow your roll, young buck.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Don't base it off the YouTube. I know you love your views, right?
Because I get some.
Get this show on XM radio or something. And
you know, black people don't buy XM radio. If we talk about black stuff, black people don't buy XM.
Well, that's all I'm saying. You know, we not based off the YouTube views. We based off of radio waves, baby. Yeah, and it's FM. We're not on AM radio either. We on FM.
Oh man, listen. If I'm on XM, oh man, I'm saying the N-word every day. Like I'm saying, you give me on XM radio, oh, I'm saying the N-word every day. I would just my show with like, what's up? Like,
I want to say, I know we had this conversation because that's black too. That's when you want to talk about black. We get back to black. It just rolls so easily when we talking to each other. You know, now if somebody else said we are a whole room of us, because you have been in a room and it's a black song and they say nigga and you waiting on looking around which white person gonna say nigga. I wish a motherfucker would. You looking around like who gonna say it? You know, that's black. That's when we stick together at that point.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we just use it so commonly, and I know a lot of people don't like to use. A lot of people think it's offensive. I ain't gonna lie, that's a part of my everyday diction. Diction, for those that don't know, is my word choice. I will say it without even noticing that I'm saying it, but that's just real. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you. I do. I say it.
Nah, I want to figure out how to get on XM. I'm gonna try to figure that out because we can make that happen. I think
now you want them radio waves.
Yeah, because I'm killing it on YouTube. I know I can see, but still, black people really don't pay for XM. That's the real issue. Like, black
you'll
people,
be amazed though how many people that you don't realize do when they on road trips and just listen. People real life do have XM radio. Now them choosing a specific station, that's where you'll go. But people have it, and people scan to be listening for stuff too.
Can't hurt. Nah, I'm gonna figure that out. Yeah, because I gotta do it. But all right, man. Listen, I'm just messing with y'all.
Wait, do we need a Pandora channel?
Can we get a Pandora channel?
I mean, they got comedy and every damn thing else on Pandora.
Man, I gotta
look. Let me stop.
Hey, man. Listen, I know half of y'all members on here. Listen, I know y'all networks is deep. Stop playing with me. Listen, text the number at the top if you know if you got the networks to get us an XM or Pandora. Stop playing. All right, because I know half you Bamas is multimillionaires on this junker, sitting back watching the show on your fluffy couches or whatever. So listen, if you got the hookup, if you know somebody who knows somebody, text the number, say, hey Scotty, reach out to me. I can help make it happen. We just try to grow. We try to put HBCU sports on a whole major platform so y'all can listen to us when you're driving across country or you're at the game or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So,
and I'm trying to get a check. Who gonna lie about that? Shit.
We all trying to get checks right here.
I got a kid, man. We gotta feed some miles around this joke. Shit.
You got kids? No, you have a kid. I got kids.
I said I got a kid.
I was about to say I got kids.
Yeah, you was working a little bit. You was
yeah.
Are you done or you keeping it? You know. Oh.
Keep it rolling, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, keep it rolling, man. Keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
Be fruitful and multiply.
That's what the book says. That's in the book. That's what
the good book says. See, we can go all. We can talk about the book on there. We can talk about whatever. And I think that would be good if we was to get on there, because you talk about cultural things, sports. It may get religious, you know, right quick. You'll break it down and turn to Martin Luther King and his TD Jakes right quick, you know.
Better get it right. Better get it right. So stop playing with me. I get biblical real quick on y'all. But man,
somebody gonna send you that info though. I know.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But y'all can text that number at the top. I do respond. Everybody knows whoever texts this number, I respond. That is me. Ain't no robot or nothing like that. It's straight me. All right, man. But listen, what's up?
Before we go, first time I have not heard you say anything bad about Jackson State this whole time. I mean, literally, I don't even think you caught it, but I caught it. You've literally been real cool today.
Because they ain't do nothing. What they do? They beat a bad Bethune team, and they look bad doing it.
Well, I'm just saying that you've been real cool today,
Wait
man.
till Wednesday. Wait till Wednesday.
Oh, my bad. I forgot you got that other show. Yeah, I don't even know why folks still care about that school, man.
Yeah,
but
wait till Wednesday. I'm gonna be on his ass. No homo. I'm gonna be on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Pause. So you know what I'm saying?
Great show, man.
I absolutely enjoyed it, man. Thank you so much. Hey, man, as always, man, y'all be good out there. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna holler. God bless.